What is going on, people? Welcome back. Only Facts Sports. You already know what it is. Leeds versus Arsenal, kicking off in half an hour. Big opportunity to try to do whatever we can to put a little bit of extra pressure on Manchester City, obviously, because Manchester City are playing. Are they playing tomorrow? Manchester City are playing Tottenham tomorrow. We're in a position where we need Tottenham to do us a favour. But now the gap in the Premier League table is so small. Only 4 points, 16 games to go. It's a long way to go for such a narrow gap between the two teams. Now, Man City are not the Man City that we've seen of old, but also Arsenal are not the Arsenal that we've seen of old. Even though Arsenal haven't won the Premier League in this time that we've been second in this time under Arteta, we haven't won it, but we have been good in recent years. And actually, this team is not performing at the same sort of level as they have done in past seasons. But that being said, Man City's not performing at the same level that they have in past seasons as well. So it's a real kind of straight shootout for who is who's going to be that team. Do you know what I'm saying? Who is going to be the team to clinch the title? And it's all about who can gain an edge over the next person. Do you know what I mean? It really is as simple as that. It really does come down to that. Do you know what I mean? Because they've dropped points a couple times and we haven't capitalized. And if we drop points, they will very much feel like they can capitalize on it. So it's very much about us, having a straight shootout with them. Like I say, putting pressure on them. It's not many Man City teams I've come across in the Pep era or even in the since the financial takeover, what was that, 15 years ago now, that I feel like could potentially crumble under the pressure. And I think that this Man City team potentially could. They could rise, don't get me wrong, they're not out of it for that reason, but they're not quite those relentless guys that they've been in the past. And that should give us big confidence. You know what I'm saying? If you're Arsenal, I think you should be feeling confident that you are still in the driver's seat. Do you know what I mean? We've been in this position before. We haven't had a team, I'm not going to say we haven't had a team this good. We haven't had a team this balanced, I would say, before. In terms of talent, do you know what I mean? Now, that balance hasn't necessarily translated to the pitch. But the reality is we do have a very balanced team at the moment. We've got a very balanced squad when everybody's fit. Obviously, Havertz is back. I haven't looked at the starting 11 yet. I'm about to look at it now. But obviously, Havertz is back, which looks really positive. Jesus has been positive since he's come back, although he's had a couple of quiet games. Who else is back from injury? We got everybody back. Calafiori started to come back from injury as well. We didn't look great though. Calafiori probably for me was the worst performer in the midweek game against Kairat. But yeah, we saying FTX. Are we saying? Um, Leeds win today. United win tomorrow. Potential title race. I mean, you still got to get through City, but nah, bro, don't chill, man. Go for it, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? This is your team, innit? Like, do you know what I mean, back your people. Do you know what I mean? Back your people, bro. Thoughts on Adama's putting up? Do you think that with those two wins, like as bad as as bad as what's it called? What's his name? Amarim. As bad as Amarim was, this you were only a few points away from your fans feeling like they could potentially be in a title race. That's crazy. I know obviously you're gonna say Amarim couldn't have pulled off the results that Amarim couldn't have pulled off the results that maybe Carrick has. But as bad as and all the doom and gloom that it was under Amarim, two good results and you're back in it. You're straight back in it. And man, I'm talking about title races. So there you go. Adama's pulling out is very annoying. I was excited for that card. I'm meeting up with Rants after this live. Got to go buck Rants and go to the Copper Box Arena where we're going to watch the what would have been the Adam Azim card, now just the Boxer card. We're going to watch that. Me, Shane, and him going to link up, and then we're going to come back and go live. Um, Arsenal team, I haven't looked at it. Obviously, I'd like to react to the team here with you guys. And I guess the big news is Martin Odegaard has been dropped, and you have to say it is dropped as well. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even it's just. I mean, it's rotated, but the captain has been dropped, and that's a big shout from Arteta because obviously Odegaard has been struggling at the moment, and it's interesting because as good as Havertz was in the week, Kyrat are not great. It's really good that he's back. Don't get me wrong. I might not have started Havertz for a couple of reasons in this game. The back four: Hincapié at left back, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, David Raya in goal. Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz midfield, Saka, Trossard, and Victor Gyökeres. We've got Mosquera and Ben White on the bench, Jesus, Odegaard, Eze, all the usual suspects on the bench. No Lewis Skelly on the bench. So no Lewis Skelly not in the squad at all. The reason I'm just looking at Kai Havertz with a slight raised eyebrow for me is because the Kairat game was very, very open. I don't know that this back five is going to be quite as open. And I'm concerned about his minutes. He does have a tendency to come back from injury, look really impressive, and then go into another injury spell. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he looked really good. The football looked good, but the football he played was very much, he was showing his pace, he was showing his speed and using his physicality, and there was a lot of space for him to move into. Do you know what I mean? We saw him progressively carrying the ball. And I think that what he did, I know Odegaard hasn't done that in a while, but I wouldn't have been surprised to see Odegaard put in that kind of performance against Kairat. If Leeds sit in a defensive back five in a low block, what does Kai Havertz do then? Do you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like I agree with F Texer. Havertz in the 9 maybe would have made more sense. Unless Havertz is going to push up in the 9. And to be fair, there were times against Kairat what I did like. What he did in the midfield, I think is less likely that he's going to convert that into the Premier League, certainly in this game. But maybe what he did in the final third, he was up very, very high with Victor Gyökeres. And if he can replicate that today, then I think that that could be quite impressive, because I think that when they're putting crosses into the box and stuff like that, we'll have Gyökeres and Havertz to aim for. So if he is going to play in that 10, I want him right up. When we're putting pressure on them, I don't want him doing what Odegaard does and coming outside of the box and trying to be creative, which I understand Odegaard's a smaller guy. I want him right up, putting pressure on the goalkeeper and the centre back so that we can put crosses into him, because he does get a good amount of goals for us from headers and from crosses and different things like that. So that's what it is. We're live as well tonight. Obviously, we've got the big fight tonight. We've got Shakur Stevenson against Teofimo Lopez. Massive fight. Probably the fight of the year as it stands. I mean, we've got Zerda Ramirez versus David Benavidez, but I think so far those are the two big fights that we're going to see this year. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you, man, think there's any fights bigger than this, but let me know. And sorry, man, I'm not long woke up, so man's got to have my cereal. I asked Shane to do that. Let me text him now. I did ask him to do that, because I said the same thing. I want people here getting ready for the scheduled stream like far ahead of time. But obviously, man, I'm no Shane in it. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what I asked him to do. I didn't see Bivol speak about moving up to cruiserweight. Nah, I like him at 175, man. I don't even see what the advantage of moving up to cruiserweight is. I'll be honest. I think this one he's scheduled a bit earlier, but I have been asking him. I don't know about Bivol moving up. Bivol moving up to cruiserweight. I don't really see what's there for him. Do you know what I'm saying? I really don't. I get it. Other than fighting David Benavidez, he's pretty much cleaned out 175. So I understand it, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that move for Dimitri Bivol personally. But yeah, score predictions as well for this game. I look at the Leeds team as well. Darlow in goal, Rodon, Strike, Goodmanson's back three, Bogle and Justin. There was a game we played against Leeds last year or the year before last, where James Justin fucking tortured us. Ampadu and Grev in the midfield, Aronson and Strike in a kind of supporting attacking roles, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the 9. And Leeds has not been good this season, to be fair, but they can't. They're a team that's capable of putting off some type of upset. Do you know what I'm saying? They are a team that's capable on their day. Elland Road can be a difficult place to go. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, they've had some notable results recently. Do you know what I mean? Loads of draws. Drew with Everton, beat Fulham, 4-3 with Newcastle, drew with Man United, drew at Elland Road, drew with Liverpool at Anfield, and drew with Sunderland. So even though they're in 16th, the teams that are at the top of the table, they've actually had some very good results against. To be fair, 2-2, I could see it. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I have to back Arsenal for the win, but I don't think 2-2 is an outrageous shout. But we just cannot give Man City that type of opening to try to try to capitalize on us. He said he would want a new belt in a new weight class. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's obvious, isn't it? Like if he moves up, that's what he's gonna go and do. But I just think cruiserweight is so flat. I never really I like cruiserweights moving up to heavyweight because heavyweight's a glamour division and it's like a sexy division. Light heavyweight's also a sexy division. Cruiserweight's kind of an ugly division. But I guess actually at cruiserweight, there's some good fighters there now. Do you know what I'm saying? Badu Jack is gone. Okoli's gone. A lot of the kind of dead weight of the division is gone. So now you've got Benavidez. I guess, and also he probably feels like he can beat Benavidez. If Benavidez goes and beats Zerdo Ramirez, he will definitely feel like he can beat. I guess he's thinking he can beat Zerdo. Zerdo, obviously, already lost. Zerdo's already lost. So that's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And did Zerdo lose to Bivol when he was at 175? Yeah, he did. So obviously, yeah, if Zerdo wins, Bivol will feel like he can pick up 2 belts because the guy that's got 2 belts at cruiserweight, Bivol's already beaten. So it'll definitely feel like that's an easy lick to step up and get two belts easily. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that it makes sense. He'll feel very confident. Obviously, he thinks that he can probably beat Benavidez as well. Beat Beterbiev. Sorry, Mac. What are you saying? Shout out to Mac in the chat. I think, man said they're putting Shane on fraud watch. Yeah, I'm putting Zubamendi on fraud watch. This could be the kind of game where Zubamendi does well if they're low block and Zubamendi is someone that recycles the ball. But I'll be real. What I've seen from Zubamendi this season, man can't tell me there are not other midfielders that can do this. Man can't tell me there are not other midfielders that can do this. Honestly, like I don't feel like he's a massive step up from Partey. I don't feel like, even if I'm looking in the league and looking at other central midfielders and he's not better than Kovacic, I don't think. Maybe not Kovacic now, but Kovacic a couple of years ago. He's not better than what Gundogan was a couple of years ago. I'm not seeing it. Zubamendi passing wise, picking the right pass, the odd strikes that he gets, it's good. Do you know what I mean? It's okay. But Kovacic and Gundogan both had a bit of bite to them. They fly into a challenge, they'd win the ball back. And I just don't see it from him. And I think that that's where Rice gets run into the ground. With Havertz in the midfield or with Marino in the midfield, instead of Odegaard, we lose a bit of control, we lose a bit of finesse, but at least they will both fly into challenges. I don't feel like you can be a centre mid in the Prem and be pulling out of challenges. I just don't think that you can, unless you're a real elite creative player. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless you are a Cole Palmer, a Mesut Ozil, a Kevin De Bruyne, unless you're one of these types of players, you've got that type of level of creative output, which he doesn't. Going forwards, he doesn't have that high level of creative output. You cannot not be willing to get into physical 50-50 challenges in the Premier League. I feel like you've got to do both. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we draw today, bro, we've got to win. After you lost to Man United, players looked like they were having PTSD. They definitely were. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've got to be able to come back. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to be able to come back. I mean, some of these players were not here. That's the thing as well. A lot of these players were not here. I do feel like that's one good thing about having Zubamendi. Gyökeres is kind of trash, but like even Hincapié, bringing in some of that new blood so that PTSD doesn't affect people. Do you know what I mean? Even Noni and Eze and these types of players, like players that were not here, players that are not weighed down with that type of thinking. Do you know what I'm saying? Kovacic was serious, bro. Kovacic is serious, bro. He could pick the ball for a number 8 in the Prem. If I'm talking about a well-rounded number 8, I want someone that can pick up the ball and drive with the ball. I don't see Zubimendi doing that, and it's not something that he doesn't do, but he can. He literally can't do it. I can't see Zubimendi picking up the ball and driving the ball forward and driving through players. I can't see him doing it. He's too lightweight. He's going to get shoved off the ball so easy. Kovacic could do that. I'm not seeing Zubimendi win challenges. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I'm not seeing that. What else am I not seeing? When Tuchel came in, that Kovacic Jorginho pivot was unreal. This is what I'm saying. Like, we've got Jorginho, for me, reminds me a little bit of Zubimendi, but we don't have a Kovacic. So I guess Arteta's trying to make Rice into that type of player, but Rice is an elite 6. There's no point a new manager coming into Chelsea and trying to make Caicedo, who's one of the best ball winners in the world, try and make him the box to box guy, and then put Jorginho next to him and you're accommodating Jorginho so much that you make Caicedo try to be the guy that carries the ball and gets shots off. What's the point? What's the point? Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. He has some good games. He had a couple of good games for us, Zubimendi. But across a Premier League season, I'm not seeing it. And maybe I'm being too Premier League focused, but there are certain things that I want in my, like, you're too limited. If we're gonna if Leeds play a low block, and they don't always play a low block, but if they do, that Caicedo analogy ain't the best analogy. Still, Caicedo don't get goals though. I know that he can carry the ball forward, but he don't get goals. He's not a goals. He's not a creative outlet. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a GA guy. He can dribble the ball. I'm not saying he can't, but he's not a GA guy. So if Caicedo is a 6, I would just let Caicedo be a 6. And on the odd occasion that he gallops forward, he gallops forward. But taking your very, very good 6 out of the 6, I don't think that makes sense to accommodate a different type of player. I don't think that makes sense. In certain games, when we play against big 6 teams, I would rather Declan Rice just be at the end. I would rather Declan Rice just be the DM. And then you can have Erdegaard, maybe you have Marino in there just for pure industry. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be good just for industry. When we're playing teams where we're going to dominate the ball, we're going to have the 60, 75% possession, and we need our creative outlets, then you can have Zubimendi and Erdegaard and these kind of people. But when you're playing big 6 teams, especially when you play physical teams like a Newcastle's quite physical, Chelsea's quite physical, Leeds are further down the table, but they can be physical. But them kind of games, Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, I can just see Zubimendi. I'll be targeting Zubimendi. That's all I'm saying. If I'm someone that's leading the press for an opposition team, I'm targeting Zubimendi, bro. For me personally. What other games are on today? We're going to keep an eye on the other 3 o'clock games. There's only 2 3 o'clock games. Wolves are playing Bournemouth. That's kind of dead. Everton versus Brighton. Yeah. And then Chelsea play at 5:30. Obviously, I'm going to miss that game because I'm going to the Copper Box. 8 o'clock Liverpool, Newcastle. So we'll discuss both those games later when we get back. And then tomorrow I might go live for the Man City game. Let's see how it goes. DCL needs to do his thing. If Dominic Calvert-Lewin turns up today, yeah, I'm gonna be vexed, bro, because this guy's actually trash. Like he's so trash, and it will be just like him to turn up against us because I don't know, man. We still got our solid defense. Do you know what I mean? He's got 9 goals this season. Fair enough, but yeah. I mean, Gyökeres got his 2 goals, got his brace against these man. Do you know what I'm saying? So Barkram by murder. The Arsenal lineup is Raya in goal, Nkapie and Timber fullbacks, Gabriel Saliba centre backs, Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz in the midfield, Trossard, Saka, and Gyökeres as the front 3. Yeah, I agree. I agree. No one's replacing him. No one's replacing him. That fight's just off. Yeah, no one's replacing Carlos Adames. That fight's just been it's been postponed. I think that fight's gonna happen in March or April. What other big fights have we got coming up? Let me see what fights we've got coming up in the next few weeks as well before this game kicks off. We got to keep an eye on that Zayas fight as well. That's tonight. There's so many fights tonight on the same card. Oh, there has been a replacement. To be fair, there has been a replacement. A guy called Toussaint. I think David Toussaint looks like he's stepped in from Haiti. No, not the same guy. Bro, the guy's name's Toussaint, and I'm googling it. It's coming up with some gal. Who asked you that? 17-3. I don't know who this guy is. Wait, is this brother's name Wendy? Are we being serious? Because it's coming up saying Wendy Toussaint, but that not a woman? Oh no, it's a brother still. Fucking hell. My man's name is Wendy. Bloodfire. All right, well, Wendy Toussaint is stepping in. But that fight's now going to be a 10-rounder, which is going to be frustrating for Williams because obviously he's prepared for 12 rounds, but it is what it is. That I thought that was probably going to be fight of the night, honestly. Josh Padley's on the undercard against on the Josh Kelly undercard. So it's good to see him back. William Skull is fighting Bank. Ain't nobody want to see William Skull fight. That is horrible. No one cares about that. Valenzuela is going to fight Torres on the 1st. I won't watch that live. I won't stream that, but I might watch that still. Then yeah, on the 7th of February, actually, we've got Nick Ball versus Figueroa. That's going to be a very good fight. That is going to be a very, very good fight. We're going to be live for that. On Saturday the 15th, we've got a Jagba versus Martin. I don't even think that's worth going live for. Like, again, we might talk about that, but that's not really worth going live for, to be honest with you. And then on the 21st, we've got Garcia versus Barrios with Christopher Hitchens on the undercard, Frank Martin on the undercard. And the same night as that, actually, we've got Wood versus Warrington. Now, Wood versus Warrington is going to be a great fight. That is going to be a great, great dust up. And then on the 28th, we've got Navarrete versus Sugar Nunes. We've got to be live for that as well. So all through Feb, we've got like 3 fight cards to cover in February. March, I think, is a little bit more quiet. Dickens versus Kakachi, man, probably won't do a live for that. Donnet. March has got a lot of these fights. It's like I'm not sure if we go live for it or not. On the 28th of March, we've got Fondura versus Furman. That's going to be a very good fight. Frank Sanchez on the undercard as well. That's going to be a very, very good fight. And that same night, it's Homer's fighting Franklin, allegedly, because obviously that's been pushed back. Because Willie Hutchinson versus Taylor on the undercard. And then some smaller fights on the undercard. I'm looking at the undercard better. The undercard's not anything amazing. And then in April, we've got Chisora versus Wilder. So, and then Fury's return versus Makhmudov. I would actually love to see Makhmudov win that fight, but I don't. He's not going to. But I actually would love to see Makhmudov win that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I want Tio to win. I hate Shakur fans' excuses. Yeah, but wanting a man to lose because of his fans is outrageous. That's outrageous, blood. Do you know what I mean? You can't want someone to lose because their fans are annoying. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you lot saw, we were on Fight Talk on Rance's channel. I don't know if you lot saw that or not, but I was putting it to Rance. I was putting it on Rance, but Rance making all these excuses. He ain't got to fight man at 135 because he'll beat them. Bro, what kind of argument is that? What kind of argument is that, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Man can't just say you know what I mean? Devin ain't got to fight no one at 147 because he can beat everyone. What? We don't make that argument for anybody else. Why do we do it for Shakur? Shakur's a big man, you know. Man treat him like Man United fans have a tendency to do this, you know. When they like people, they just treat them like children, bro. Like Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard and all these kind of man. Shakur's like 28, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If Rant supports you, he'll die for you. 100%, bro. 100%, bro. Bro, yeah. Rance is gonna be on you know what watch if Tio wins. If Tio wins, yeah, I'm calling Rance. I'm calling him expeditiously. Especially if Tio wins by stoppage. Oh my, I'm going to Rance's house. I'm not even calling him, I'm going to his house. Honestly. Rance tries to lie, yeah. But before this Shakur love affair, we were going back and forth on Tank. And I told him, Tank's not that guy. I told Rance Tank is not that guy about 6 years ago. It's before COVID. And I went to watch Rance's futsal team in West London. Rance used to have his own football club. And I went to watch them play a game. And we were outside talking about boxing. And he was like, this Tank guy is the truth. I said, brother, this Tank guy is a fraud. He's a fraud. We were arguing about this for years. And by the time Tank finally died, Rance had put his stocks into Shakur, and then the narrative began to change. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I did see the court video. You man see the court video as well, bro? The court video is outrageous. I honestly don't want to see Tank back. Like honestly, I don't want to see him back. I'm happy to just not see him back. I'll be honest. I'll happily just not see Tank back. I'll be so real. Who do you think is going to win if Dubois fights Wardley, bro? That's just a straight shootout, bro. That is a straight shootout, bro. Honestly, that's a straight shootout. 1 second, man. Yes, Himanshu, what are you saying, my bro? Tio can definitely win by stoppage. I don't know. I can't see Tio stopping him. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why it's interesting. This is why it's interesting. Because who knows, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't seen Shakur be hit clean. Do you know what I'm saying? We ain't, bro. I'm not saying I want to see Shakur lose. I didn't even have a preference. The only reason I might want to see Shakur win is just because of my man's fucking racism, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously he's a bit mentally slow in it, so I don't know if you've got to give them man some allowances or not. But he's obviously a bit of a slow youth still. But for me, I just want to see a good fight. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't actually mind. I don't have any stocks in either one of these guys. Obviously, there's a tried and tested way to beat um um what's his name? Tio. But Tio said himself, you know, a lot of it is down to him beating himself. And I have to say, that's not an incorrect statement, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? The times that we've seen Tio lose, a lot of the time he's done it to himself, if we're being honest. Do you know what I'm saying? He has gone in there not with the right mindset, with the right mind frame, obviously issues outside of the ring, etc., etc., etc. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously, whether you allow him to get away with these kind of excuses or not is a different thing. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's not a 50-50 fight. It's like a 65-35 fight. Do you know what I mean? But Shakur's obviously the favorite. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a favorite for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Did you see Conor Ben strutting around like a peacock, dissing other fighters? Bro, Conor Ben is someone I don't like. Conor Ben is someone I do not like. Conor Ben has never fought at British level, in my opinion. I question when I say he's never fought at British level. Chris Eubank was once British level, but if Chris Eubank fought at 160, for the British title, I don't know that he wins that fight. Genuinely, the way that this version of Chris Eubank, I don't know that he wins that fight if he fights for the British title right now. Do you know what I mean? So for me, where are you seeing that Saka's injured? Isn't he starting? The game's kicked off, by the way. Where are you seeing that he's injured? Oh, Madueke's just come on and started. Yeah, you're right. Game kicked off, by the way. Yeah, you're right. Saka's just pulled out. Yeah, but yeah, Conor Ben. This Conor Ben thing, I really don't get it. Honestly, I really don't get it. Aronson almost in behind there, and the way that he's walking around disrespecting three world champions and trying to get close to people. Obviously, it's boxing in it. Like man, know that Conor Ben in the UK generates a certain amount of money, so fair enough. So like, there's an element of like we're going to be cool with you because you're a fellow pro, but it's like it is a bit cringe, isn't it? Like, let's be real. It makes us like these Americans have this thing of like they think they're the top dogs and all the rest of it. And unfortunately, the way that some of our fighters um conduct themselves, it kind of proves them right, blood. Because why would a guy who's fought once, not once, but he's fought one credible opponent, and even then, I don't think he's fought any credible opponents kind of bigging up his chest to multiple weight world champions, bro. Like it's just embarrassing. Arsenal got their first corner. Havertz going to go to the back post. Yeah, hopefully that Saka thing's just a precaution. Let's see. We know he has problems with his hamstring, so that for me is the concern because he's had hamstring problems for a while, and I don't know how you fix that. I don't know if he needs a long layoff or what it is. Obviously, I don't even know if he should be going to the World Cup. Like when the season's done, he needs to be. Obviously, I think he's World Cup level, but he really needs to be. He needs a long rest. Do you know what I mean? Or his minutes are going to have to be managed severely, and that's another bad thing about this manager is he just won't limit his minutes. Corner comes in, doesn't beat the first post. Rice can he get there on the follow up? He does. Could just whip that in the box. Rice just sells man with that little shimmy so often. Man just get dubs by that shimmy. Timber put that in the box. He does put it in the box nice and early. Rice again winning the second ball and keeping the attack alive. Saliba, he should have just put that in the box. Try to just thread Madueke through. But yeah, Conor Ben's jarring, man. Something out for a corner. No, it's not. Conor Ben and Barrios, they're so bad, they let me support Garcia against them. Barrios is different now. Barrios is a world champion. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a great boxer, but it don't matter. He's still a world champion. He's actually earned his way to his position. Do you know what I'm saying? Conor Ben is like, bro, I don't even know. Conor Ben's never won anything. He's never won anything at any level. Like Chase Demore can chat to Eubank and chat to Keyshawn Davis and that more than Conor Ben can. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this brother is just ridiculous. There's no one of his level. It's like seeing Adam Azim chatting to Tio and these kind of man. Like, bro, what are we doing here? And Conor Ben's just one of the man. He's got no weight class as well. He's chatting to Keyshawn. He's chatting to Bard. It's like, bro, go away. Like, he's got gloves on, trying to like play fight with Bard and all this kind of shit. Like, he's a nerd, bro. He's got his hair dyed blonde. He looks like some fuck. He looks like a lesbian, bro. He's an idiot, bro. I do want to see us attack a lot quicker. Nkapie coming forwards, finds Trossard. We are moving the ball a little bit quicker, which is positive. And this is what I'm saying about Leeds. Very, very defensive. Everyone apart from Calvert-Lewin, pretty much in and around the box. It's almost a good ball from Madueke to Timber. Just goes out. Arsenal doing well to recycle the ball, though. They are doing well to recycle the ball nice and quick and get us when they come out with the ball, we get onto the attack nice and quick, which is better. Of course, it wasn't true. No one said that it was. That how could Eubank versus Ben be fight of the year? Eubank was dead. He was dead on the scales. Like, do you know what I mean? He pretty much collapsed. If Eubank tried to fight for 12 rounds, he just would have collapsed. You could see like it looked more like exhaustion. Like Eubank just died from exhaustion. That was more than like it was very much Eubank lost the fight rather than Conor Benton won the fight. Do you know what I'm saying? That could never be fight of the year. The fight was awful. And it's not even a win that's going to age well because Eubank's probably going to retire. Like, he's not going to come back again. He's not going to come back against anyone. Leeds coming forward, trying to get a shot away. Good block. And Leeds, when they're defending, there's just so many people behind the ball. But once they kind of get on the counter attack, they're so explosive. But it's a poor pass there. The quality of the pass just wasn't good there from Justin Bogle. They got an award from Ring yesterday. The thing is with Ring doing awards, it's pointless because they're just sucking each other. They're just sucking off their own guys. That's like a record label doing an award show because you're just going to give awards to all your own artists. What's the point? Do you mean Ring are not going to put a fight? They're not going to put like a fight that's not part of their card as fight of the year. First corner for Leeds, but we get it away. Oh, it's a great touch from Trossard. He's pulled down though. Leeds is the second team in Europe to score from a corner kick. Well, what do you mean? The second highest corner kicks scored, or what do you mean? Or the second team in Europe in history, or what do you mean by that? Good strength from Trossard. Most goals scored. Oh, okay. At what point do you get concerned with Saka's injuries? I'm seeing people crash out on Twitter saying they shouldn't have paid him. Yeah, I can't really take man on Twitter seriously. I can't lie. Like man screaming, shouting. A lot of these man are bot accounts anyway. Um, but yeah, there's definitely question marks over his injuries. But in modern football, I don't. Yeah, I think the injury situation to when you say you shouldn't have paid him, I think the injury situation with him, there's two parts to this. Um, there's two parts to this. How long do you give it? Because a lot of men have injury problems that still get paid. A lot of people have injury problems. Um, and it normally gets to the point of like a Pogba before you let this person go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like finding talent is very, very difficult. But also, I don't think the club have to take some responsibility because, like AT said, at the end of the day, and everyone says this, when you look at Ahmad versus Saka, Saka came into the team at 17 and has consistently played a lot of games. He's never had a season of not playing 45, 50 games. Do you know what I mean? With England games and stuff like that. He's played so many games in a fairly short period of time for a 24-year-old. And if you know that the physio team have to assess that he's got an issue with his hamstrings, do you know what I mean? Like, it's on the club the club multiple times have brought him back earlier or ahead of schedule, or when he's just come back from a big injury. Look at Eze's come back from an injury, and look how Eze's minutes are managed. Kai Havertz, look how his injuries are managed. Martinelli, the same thing. This manager does throw Saka straight in and say, and there was a time when Saka was balling out, so he might have been essential. Right now, Saka's not even balling out. So if you have to survive without Saka when he comes back from injury, then you have to just manage his minutes. Do you know what I mean? Saka's a good player, but it's not like he's an essential player. You can't do without him. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to rotate him. And if you're bringing him on for 10, 15 minutes here or there, that's got to be his job. Because the club, I think it'd be very unfair for the club to say you got injury issues, we're sacking you off, when the club has really done this to him. Do you know what I mean? To be fair, the club has definitely done this to him up to a certain point. So we'll have to see how he is when he comes back, but it's not good enough for him to keep having injuries and for the club to keep not managing his minutes properly. It's a good strike from, I think it's Ampadu, but it's over. They should give him last summer like 3 months straight. Saka's been running to this is what I'm saying. He's been completely run into the ground, and a lot of that is on the club. They know, they have the information. Unless the medical team is saying he's perfectly fine, and then there's a problem with the medical team. Do you know what I'm saying? But if the medical team is saying, listen, this month he should only play 300 minutes and then he plays 500 minutes, well, we can't be surprised when he's injured then. Do you know what I mean? Because we do tend to see Saka playing a lot of games, even when there's games where we know he's a bit of an injury risk, and we're up 3-0, the manager will leave him on. Obviously, if you've got players like that, I'm not saying Saka's Kevin De Bruyne level, but there was a time when he was as important to Arsenal as Kevin De Bruyne was to City. But Kevin De Bruyne had injury issues. So once they went 2, 3, 4 up, he'd regularly come off. He wouldn't come off because he's shit. He's great, but he'd come off to manage his muscles and to manage his time. That's the way that we need to manage Saka. Do you know what I mean? And that, for me, is one of the weaknesses of Arteta's management, and maybe even one of the weaknesses of having an inexperienced manager. I do think that it's probably precautionary because in the warm up, he's probably not doing anything super intense. But I do think that good ball over the top for Havertz, keeper comes out to gather it. But I think that it's probably precautionary. I would imagine it's probably precautionary because again, it's in the warm up. People don't really get serious muscle strains, but serious like muscle injuries in a warm up is very unlikely. But if it is that he just feels it feeling a little bit tight or whatever, we've got a cup semi final on Tuesday against Chelsea. You just have to manage those minutes, and hopefully that's what he's doing. Because again, Chelsea's a really important game. Leeds, we should be able to get through without Saka. Chelsea, we should be able to beat without Saka, given that we're 1-0 up already. But we may need Saka more in that game, and that would explain why his output's a little bit lower. Do you know what I mean, if he's feeling his hamstring? But then he shouldn't be playing. Arsenal now. This is where look, we put some pressure on Leeds. Leeds have dropped back into their low block again. Everyone behind the ball. Okay, but what are we going to do here now? Come on, I want to see ideas early. Rice looks like the only one that's got ideas. Do you know what I mean? He picks up the ball. Rice is the only one that's kind of like versatile. When Rice gets the ball, Dominic Calvert-Lewin in that first defensive line, they're not sure if he's going to pass the ball or if he's going to drop the shoulder and run. They're not sure exactly what he's going to do. Everybody else is pretty predictable with what they're going to do. You kind of know what they're going to do. Madueke has beat his first man 2 or 3 times already. But again, same old problem with Madueke is the pass, that final pass into the box isn't great. And to be fair, Zubimendi's just dropped back and made a tackle on Aronson, which is the part I criticise him for the most. Havertz is playing in the 10. So it's Zubimendi and Rice kind of as the 2 8s, and then because we don't really play with like a traditional 6, we play with 2 8s. Zubimendi for me is a player that I've got on not on fraud watch because he's a good player, but he needs to show me more. He definitely needs to show me more. especially with this manager feeling like, he's spent big money, this manager. So if you're spending big money, not just should you be winning trophies, but you should also be having a squad that you have the confidence in. It's a good pass from Trossard into Gyökeres. Gyökeres holds it off. Zubamendi. That's an awful strike. Awful. There was no creativity. I don't know about no creativity. Like, you're playing against. I mean, there's only a certain amount of creativity you can have when you're playing against this type of team. I don't think that in this game so far, generally speaking, there's no creativity. In this first 15 minutes, I wouldn't say no creativity is our problem. What we just did there with playing the ball to Gyökeres pinning the defender and then popping it off to Havertz is really, really good. That's what Gyökeres should be doing more. I do think that Gyökeres will get better and it will take time to adjust to the league. But if you can see that he's struggling to adjust to the league, do you just throw him in and have him as your starting nine regularly? I don't know. Maybe you do. But when we just created a good opportunity there, and the shot was horrible. Do you know what I'm saying? Havertz is shit as a 10. Last season he was. Obviously he played against Kairat in the week, innit? And he fucking balled out. But obviously it's Kairat, so we're gonna have to see if he can transition that. But I think that when Havertz has played as a 10 in a game like this, he's not played in a 10 like Ozil or Bruno has played in a 10 for their creative kind of spark. Do you know what I mean? He's played in the 10 more for winning duels high up the pitch, keeping pressure on Leeds. He's played for more of like industrious reasons and more athletic reasons than necessarily football reasons. Do you know what I'm saying? I said it before, you need a proper 10. Eze isn't that guy, even when he was at Palace. When you say you need a proper 10, who would you say? Like, what kind of names? 'Cause I think Eze is very good. I just don't. I think that the way that you look at football is kind of limited or is different to what we do at Arsenal. Um, I don't know. I don't know what clubs play nowadays with a traditional 10, other than maybe Bruno. Who plays with a Bruno? I can think of Bruno. I can think of Palmer, but a lot of clubs don't play with a traditional 10. And like I say, with us, a lot of the thinking is like who's winning duels and that kind of stuff. Havertz played well. We'll see. Yeah, Gyökeres just muscled off the ball a little bit too easily there. Timber brought down a couple shots for fouls for Arsenal, but neither of them given. Zubamendi doing that FIFA L2 jockeying defense. Go and win the ball, man. Man, just fucking jockeying. Let's say the Ascot races. Timber, good tackle. Oh, no foul for that one on Gyökeres. I thought that one might have been a foul. The only reason I think that's a foul, and to be honest, I think it would be a soft foul, but the only reason I think that's a foul is because about 3 or 4 minutes ago, okay, now that one's definitely a foul. But 3 or 4 minutes ago, um, Gyökeres bodied strike, and they gave that as a foul as well. Eze needs a different coach. The thing is, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Eze chose to come and play for Arteta, so do you mean they specifically called him and said, "Yo, can I come and play for you?" So I don't know about a different coach. I hear you. Havertz finds Madueke. Is that offside? Yeah, Madueke just standing offside. Like Rodgers, I think if I like Rodgers as a player, but if I don't think that if he's in this team with the style of football that we play, Madueke is not even offside. That's a terrible shout from the liner. Terrible shout. He's literally not offside. Should have let that play out and go to VAR if there's a goal. Terrible shout from the liner. But yeah, I think if Rodgers is in this team, I don't know that he does what you think that he would do, if that makes sense. I hear you. When you're looking at it on paper, Rodgers is good, but like I said, man can't look at what Rodgers does at Villa and automatically think that man transition that into Arsenal. I don't think it works that way. The same way that Kai Havertz played against Kairat, and I don't think it naturally goes into playing against Chelsea on Tuesday. I don't think it works that way. Zubamendi again with those little tepid kind of tackles. They're not even real tackles, just little flicks. Man trying to do fucking L2 flicks as tackles. Like, put in a proper tackle. I can't see where you get proper build up play to score in this midfield. Um, I know the two players that have had shots on that have had opportunities have been Havertz and Zubamendi. The midfield is actually performing fine in this game, particularly at the moment. Ah, oh, Hincapié, bro. Good tackle from Trossard. Rogers is good though. Like I do like Rogers. I just think there's a world where we sign him and he doesn't have the kind of space playing for Arsenal that he has when he plays for Aston Villa. And the man are going to be like, oh, he's dead. It's the manager. It's a totally different situation. When you play for a big club like an Arsenal, you know, to a certain degree, like a Chelsea. But when I say to a certain degree, I mean like Chelsea have been on bad form, so they weren't seen as like that team. But now they're hitting more form. Do you know what I'm saying? When they're coming up against low blocks and stuff, it's totally different. Totally different. It's a foul from Havertz on Joe Rodon. They're going down pretty easily, Leeds. Like I say, bro, against Kyra, Havertz picked up the ball in midfield, drove the ball forwards, dropped the shoulder, cut in, bang, top corner. But there's bare space. There's bare space to do that, bro. Even when I'm going and watching old highlights of Man United or Arsenal from the early two, there's bare space. There's no space to do that, bro. There's no space to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? I would agree. And if they gave us less respect, we'd probably score more goals, though. Do you know what? Do you know why you're right and you're wrong? Because I do feel like if they gave us less respect, we'd probably score more, which maybe goes to the point of why they give us the respect they give us. Because you're right, like man, we're not a top side like other sides we've seen win the league, the Sadio Mane, Salah side. We're not that. I hear you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying from that perspective. But also, if teams come out and try to play us, on our day, we can put teams to the sword. We can murk teams. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why they do it. By the way, okay, ball to the back post. And it's a corner. I don't mind that. Just got to try something different. A little bit of invention. Something a little bit different. What's happening? Why am I not taking the corner? This is the thing. Erdegaard can be that player. When you give Erdegaard time and space and the game opens up, he can pick those passes. He definitely can. But there's an issue of confidence in this team, and I don't know how you manage confidence. Ball comes in. Man United stick it on you and put you to the sword. Less of this conservative BS. Yeah, but Man United, as shit as they are by Man United standards, Man United are Man United, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you look at away from in the league, not many teams can do what Man United did. Do you know what I'm saying? So you saying go and do this because Man United did it is pointless. Do you know what I'm saying? How does that help Burnley? How does that help Palace? How does that help? Man don't have that type of quality in their team. Do you know what I'm saying? So teams should understand your attack is dead. Why defend? It depends though. It depends what your ambition is. If you're Leeds and Arsenal's coming to play you and you're 16th, you want a point. Leeds would happily take a point. So that's why they're defending. Because we're playing Leeds. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna risk 0 points to to they're not gonna risk 0 points to try and go for a win. They just don't make sense. Not when they've got other games that are winnable games. So why would they do that against us? And like Ahmad said, we have a good attack. Leeds' attack is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They ain't got a Bruno Fernandes. They ain't got an Mboimo. They don't have an Ahmad. They don't have these types of who. They have Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's their attack. That's all they've got. Do you know what I'm saying? So Leeds are like a overachieving championship side. So they can't do what United can do. They just can't. Corner comes in for Arsenal. It's a good punch by the keeper. Trossard's not been great technically, but has been very, very combative. Hincapié and James Justin gets there for the tackle. I don't even think that is James Justin. Who is that? Some other light skinned you. Brighton, yeah, there's a few teams that can do it, yeah. But if I'm looking at the table, yeah, obviously City, Villa, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't think Fulham have the quality to do that. I don't think Everton do. Don't think Brentford do. I think Newcastle can. I don't think Sunderland can, but then maybe I'm wrong because Sunderland did. Brighton maybe. Bournemouth in spells. Tottenham, I don't think they've got the quality. Like most teams don't have the quality, and then we're down into the relegation zone. So most teams, there's only 3 or 4 teams in the Prem that I think do have the quality to go and get at us the way that Man United got at us. Other teams can beat us, but they'd have to do something different, whether it's set pieces, corners, whatever the case may be. For these man, they don't have the attacking quality that Man United have. They just don't. Brighton overdo it and they don't defend. Long throw from Declan Rice. We're playing some okay football here, and I can see the intention. A couple like the last little passes haven't quite come off, etc. etc. But for me, I want to see us test the goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean we're looking to feed Gyökeres and Havertz, and that makes sense, and I don't mind it. Another cross comes in from Timber. Does that go for a corner? It does. But sometimes if we're gonna get in and around that 18-yard box, if we're gonna get in and around that space, I just want to see the shot. I want to see us force the keeper and make him think. And at the moment, like I said, the two shots on target have come from Zubamendi and Havertz so far. If Leeds score, it's going to be a long day. They defend really well. Yeah, in fact, well, I mean, like I say, Leeds are not ambitious. Do you know what I'm saying? So if Leeds are happy to take a draw at this point. So if they get a 1-0 up, they're definitely defending. They ain't going to do nothing else. Corner comes in. Can we find a shot? Leeds just get it away. Declan Rice. See again, Declan Rice is going to look for that shot. He was closed down pretty quick, but for me, he's got to go for that shot. Corner comes in. Oh, there we go. It's Zubamendi of all people. Zubamendi of all people. He owed me a goal. He owed me a goal. Zubamendi scoring a header, 1-0 Arsenal. It's good. That's a good level of intensity. And I said they're gonna just put people in the box and put crosses in. Crosses, crosses, crosses. I don't know if that counts as a set piece goal. It didn't come from a corner. It didn't come from a corner. It did come from a corner, but the corner was several phases of play ago. I don't know if they count that as a set piece goal or not. The ball comes out, then it's played wide. It is Noni Madueke cuts inside and just puts that ball into the danger area. And look at that, it's going right towards Havertz. I agree. I don't think he should do that every time because that would make him too predictable. But he should be doing this a lot more than he currently does. I think he needs a lot more variety in his attack, and this is exactly why. And it's just a good. The cross is so good that Zubamendi doesn't have to like do much to it. He just has to glance it, and it's going so peace. It's going so fast that it just cruises past Craig Darlow, and that's really good. And now for me, what I do want to see from Arteta is that we keep attacking. Do you know what I mean? This is the difference between Arsenal and teams that we've seen in the past. The Man City that got 100 points, the Liverpool with Sadio Mane and Salah. You know, those teams will keep going for goals. Do you know what I mean? It's not really good enough, in my opinion, to go and get one and kind of take the foot off the gas. And I do think there's a bit of a psychological problem because I don't think when I see Arteta on the sideline, I see him screaming for more. I don't see him say, don't attack. I don't see him saying that, right? He says, go for it. But the players seem to just, do you know what I'm saying? He should have heard me, bro. Bro, Zubamendi cost us, bro. It's only 4 points between us and City because of him. Man United, they were good, but Man United grew in confidence because he gave away that goal. He gave them a goal. So if he doesn't make that pass to Brian and Buemo and we stay 1-0 up for longer, do you mean we could start to take the game and take the confidence away from Manchester United? We couldn't do that because not long after we scored, he just gave them a goal and made them equalize. So, I'm celebrating him, but he's cost us. That's the reality of the situation. There you go. That's what man forget. We were dominating Man United in the early stage of the game, and then we allowed them. They did well. I'm not taking anything away from them, but we very much allowed them to come back into the game, and we did it to ourselves. Good, smart play from Victor Gyökeres. Good. getting nice and physical with the centre backs, and when he's about to go out of play, just kicks it off the centre back to get a throw. I don't mind that. That's what I want from him. He looked fairly sharp, Victor Gyökeres. He's not looked great, but he's not feeling sorry for himself. Sometimes he can go into a shell when things aren't going his way, and that's what I don't want to see. I want to see you be physical. I want to see you be aggressive. Let's not lie now. Man United are playing the coldest football I've seen in a while. Are you on crack? That's got nothing to do with what I just said. I just said I want to eat eggs, and you said, do you not like chicken? Listen to what I'm saying. Were we? Man said Cunha. Cunha weren't even on the pitch at this point, bro. That's what I'm saying. In the first 20 minutes against Man United, we were 1-0 up from the deflected goal, and we were looking the better side. Man United did not become Man United over the course of the game were the better team. But up until Rance just messaged me. What's he saying? Oh, he sent me a voice note. Up until Zubamendi gave away that goal, then they grew in confidence and became the better team. Before that goal, they were not the better team. Before that goal, they still won the game fair and square. I'm not arguing. I'm not calling them bad. After that, they started sourcing, but they were not playing that saucy football before we gave away the goal. F Tex, am I chatting shit? Am I chatting shit? Man United did not look saucy and confident before we gave away the goal, bro. They didn't. If we went on to get a second and we were in the ascendancy in that moment, we could have taken the game away from them. Do you know what I'm saying? What shots did you have? Bro, that's but I'm saying we were controlling the game. Arsenal's a low output team anyway. So Arsenal having not a lot of shots to me is not concerning to me. Do you know what I mean? We've won games 3-0 where we've only had 4 shots. Do you know what I'm saying? Cool. Rance is on his way to my yard now. That was our plan, though. We don't need the ball. Your plan was to go 1-0 down. Was that your plan? What are you even talking about? I hear what you're saying. You're good. You don't need a lot of the ball to win. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, in the first 20 minutes of the game, Arsenal were the better side. Man United became the better side, clearly. Yeah. We're going to, me and Rant are going to the Copper Box fight. We're going to Copper Box to go to a fight later. We're going to go watch the card that would have been the Adam Azim card. But obviously he's off the card now, but we're going to go to the Boxer card together. Shane's coming as well, but Shane's going to meet us there later. Yeah, in the early stage of the game, we were the better. That's all I'm saying. In the early stage of the game, we were the better side. That's it. I don't take possession as criteria for controlling games. I hear you. I 100% hear you. But we were 1-0 up, and you weren't offering anything. For the first 15, 20 minutes, you weren't offering anything. Do you know what I'm saying? We weren't shooting. There was no shot. There was nothing. Once we gave the ball away, once we gave you the Embuemo goal, that's when you could see a clear difference. Even in the counter attack, you lot still sat deep, but once you won the ball, suddenly bang, there was the first. Bro, you don't speak English because whenever I talk to you, you're not responding to what I'm saying. You're responding to something different. You're responding to something totally different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Manchester United did not look good in the first 20 minutes. Whatever metric you want to use, whether your metric is shots or whether your metric is possession or whatever it is, corner comes in, back post. Can we get there? Oh, we should have been able to turn that in. We should have been able to turn that in. Whatever metric you want to use for a team to look good, Manchester United did not look good for the first 15, 20 minutes in the Arsenal game. That's a fact. That's not even an argument. Your goal was dead though. Bro, who cares if the goal was dead? You man are not responding to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying one thing and you man are responding to something different. Over the course of the 90 minutes, we deserve to lose. I don't know why you man are getting upset over Man United when you don't support Man United. Do you know what I'm saying? Over the course of the 90 minutes, we deserve to lose. What I'm saying to you is, in the first 15 minutes, Man United did not look great. Do you know what I'm saying? The narrative has been that Man United, like my man said, Man United have been playing saucy football. And stop. For the first 15 minutes, were they playing saucy football? Someone said Man United are playing the best football. The Man United are playing the coldest football I've seen for a while. All I said was they were not playing cold football for the first 15, 20 minutes. They weren't. We might not have looked amazing because we got a cheap goal, 100%. I'm not saying we were on top, but Man United were not playing saucy football. They started playing saucy football after they went 1-1. After they went 1-1, there was a clear difference in how they started to play in terms of going for the attack. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. That's the comment I was responding to. Once they went 1-1, and Ahmad's right. They do play about the ball. They're a counter-attacking team. That's true. Man United are not the team, especially against Arsenal, that are going to dominate the ball and do that. I get it. But Man United, when we were 1-up, were not looking great. After we gave them the goal, you could see a clear difference in belief. Once it was 1-1, it was like, oh, sick. Okay, they scumbag the goal, but we scumbag the goal as well. We could win this. And then the difference in attack and the difference in impetus was totally different. I don't know why man are arguing. Man are arguing with me just to say I was right in the end anyway. What's the point? Argue amongst yourselves, man. It's a yellow card for Goodmanson against Timber. You said Arsenal shot themselves in the foot. I believe that we did because, as I said, and Ahmad said he gets my point, Manchester United do play well without the ball. However, if you watch the game, there was a clear difference in their belief and their confidence once they equalised. Their equalising goal wasn't a good goal. It was a scumbag goal. Like Zubamendi made the mistake. Our first goal was a scumbag goal. Their first goal was also a scumbag goal. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, once we gave them that confidence, then that they started to look like they had more belief, and we gave them that confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? Madueke to the back post again. It's a corner. I'm saying to you, we did shoot ourselves in the foot because maybe Manchester. We're doing the Shakur Stevenson thing. If Man United would have won anyway, great. But we in the game, what happened was they won because they got the confidence because of the way that we played. Do you know what I'm saying? And because of the goal that we gave them. If we don't give them that goal, they don't get that confidence. Do you know what I'm saying? Corner comes in, Madueke back post. Oh, it's fumbled in. Is that fumbled in or is that scored? Saliba and Kai Havertz are celebrating. I think that's just flown straight in. It's just bumbled in. Is that an own goal? Is that an own goal? Ole, 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 ole. Bro, this is what I said to you, bro. When we're in and around I'm not disrespecting Carl Darlow. I'm not disrespecting Carl Darlow directly, yeah. But any goalkeeper, especially goalkeepers that are not really like top keepers, right? It's not Raya, it's not Edison, or it's not one of these Allison. It's not a top keeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, he's punched it into his own net. He's punched Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the head and punched it into his own net, bro. That's outrageous. But this is what I'm saying, bro. When we're in and around the 18-yard box, I was saying we've got to put pressure on the goalkeeper, bro. We've got to put pressure on him, bro. Just shoot, bro. If it don't matter if 80 is right, you don't need to defend this much as Leeds. How's the hate watching failed? I ain't even watching the game. Bro, it's only 38 minutes in, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. But yeah, when we're in the final third, we have to get shots away, bro. We have to because anything can happen. Put pressure. Just put pressure. We got the goal against Man United just from putting pressure on them. It wasn't a clean goal, but we put pressure on them. And you know what? Man United got their equalizer. How? By putting pressure on us. Do you know what I'm saying? They put pressure on us. They put pressure on Zubamendi. He bottled the pressure, and then Mbeumo got an easy goal. And then they scored a worldie. Do you know what I'm saying? A worldie's come afterwards. Like sometimes you can score a worldie, but you can't always create a worldie. But you can create pressure. Do you know what I'm saying? You can continually put pressure on a team. Like in life and in football, you can only control what you can control. Do you know what I'm saying? There'll be days when Man United put pressure on teams and Cunha doesn't score that goal and Dorgu doesn't score that goal. You can't necessarily control that. But what they can control if Carrick and Arteta stay managers for a long period of time, some games Arsenal win, some games United will win. But what United will do every single time is put that pressure on Arsenal. Keep putting pressure, and see if Arsenal break under that pressure. And that's what we don't do. Do you know what I'm saying? If we're not scoring, not just set pieces, but sometimes we score worldies. But if it's not a set piece and if it's not a worldie, we're not putting enough pressure. We're just not doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's exactly, like I say, we got the goal against Man United from putting pressure on them. And yeah, it took a deflection. It is what it is. But we have to keep doing it and be relentless in doing it. Good football from Arsenal to play out. You can see, look, you can see what I'm saying. Like Leeds are pressing, but they're not pressing with any real belief. You can see they're not pressing with belief. Leeds right now, in their heart of hearts, do not believe they're going to win this game. Now, if Declan Rice slips over and gives the ball to Calvert-Lewin and he scores, watch the difference in body language from Leeds. Zubamendi now starting to ball out. Oh, that's really good from Zubamendi. Wow. That is the kind of thing I didn't think Zubamendi had in his locker blood. He's just dropping the shoulder on two Leeds players. Look, Trossard's just giving the ball away. If they go and score from here, you'll see a difference in their body language because they can go on and create something because we've given them the ball. It's good defending, though. Mac, you got to chat to Trossard, man. He's not doing the normal Trossard things, bro. Facts, Ahmad. Next week we have to come out and stick it on them from the get-go. Less of the defending. Bro, you've got a manager that believes it's his job to age men. Pause, blood. Now they're playing. What the fuck? Bro, this is what I'm saying. Is this what I'm saying about body language and mentality in football, bro? This is how it happens. This is how it happens. Genuinely. Ball driven across the box. Madueke gets it clear. Man can't legislate for people's confidence. Do you know what I mean? They're starting to throw caution to the wind because they believe that there's no risk. Now they're losing, Ahmad. Before they were trying to preserve something. Now there's nothing to preserve. They're like, well, we might as well go for it then, because there's nothing to preserve anymore. I think Trossard got caught by Justin. Arsenal typical wasting time. Why would we be wasting time? We're 2-0 up. Madueke's can create 2 goals, you know. 2 goals Madueke's created. I lie. Everything's Arsenal's fault, blood. Man will blame Arsenal for ice agents and that, bro. Man blame Arsenal for everything. Man blame Arsenal for everything, bro. Everything. But that's what it means, bro. To be an Arsenal fan, that's what it means, bro. Man are gonna blame you for everything. You got to embrace it. Arsenal need more. I'd like to see Arsenal sign more villains. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time we've been over Premier League history. Like a lot of the time we've been like the nice guys. I want to embrace some villains, man. Madaway came behind. Can we create something here? Ball, that's a great ball. Havertz, it's a corner. It's a good tackle, to be fair. It's a really good tackle from Ethan Ampadu. Madueke's dead food, Nick. Less than that. What do you mean less than that? I said he created 2 goals. It's a fact, blood. He created. You know what I mean, he crossed the ball for the first goal, and then he crossed the ball for the second goal, blood. I didn't say anything else. You man don't like facts. The fact is he created both goals. What do you mean less of that? Less of what? Less of the facts. Well, what do you want to do? Man are upset for no reason. Your environment's not healthy for black people, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Your club is like, do you know what I'm saying? They can smell the racismo, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether you want to say that there's black people and Asian people in the crowd now or not, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bad omen for black people over there. Another corner comes in. Oh, imagine. Imagine. So put that back in the box, Madueke. Okay? Put it back in the box. Trossard. Terrible corner or cross. Oh, what a pass that is from Rice. 2 minutes of added time left. Man, let's get a third. Don't let these men get confident. Let's get a third. Declan Rice towards the back post. Gabriel's there. It drops down. Zubamendi. It's dropping down again. Ah, they've got it clear. A third goal is looming, bro. A third goal is looming, bro. Facts. They only love Cole's white side, less of the Caribbean heritage. I lie, bro. Facts. Facts, bro. Could you imagine Stamford Bridge selling curry goat, blood? Yeah, right, bro. You can come to my ground and get jerk chicken, blood. You can't do that at no fucking Chelsea. You mad, bruv? You can get jerk chicken in the ground. There's curry goat from a man outside the stand, blood. That man ain't even got what you man got over there, blood. Richmond sausages and that, blood. Get out of there, man. You got to get some veiling players and all them kind of things at my ground, blood. Who you man got, blood? What have you man got? Central C, blood. What do you mean? Man cosplaying and that. Man put one amount of foundation on his skin, blood. These are your club ambassadors, blood. Central C is your club ambassador. And he has a QPR tattoo on his ribs. What are you man talking about? It's a good ball from Timber. Gyökeres, can he run him? Just playing it a bit safe. Half time. Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. Very, very good. Not very good game, but Zubmendi tired at half time. Yeah, I lie, blood. To be fair, he don't look tired. He looks like he picked up a knock. He looks like he picked up some sort of knock. But yeah, bro, 2-0 halftime, can't complain, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me look at the other games. Only Waitrose and MLS. I lie, but all these men know about is fucking Benny Hanna and that, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Man trying to serve Benny Hanna in their stadium and that. These men are nerds, bro. These men are actually nerds, bro. When I was growing up here, the only black men that supported Chelsea were weirdos, bro. 1-0 to Bournemouth over Wolves and 0-0 in Brighton Everton. I knew them games were going to be kind of dead still. Do you know what I mean? But this is good. This, like I say, all we want to do is just put a little bit of pressure on Manchester City, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They're playing Tottenham tomorrow. Tottenham will probably try and throw that game. Obviously, if Thomas Frank is trying to say it's not about Arsenal, it's about us winning, etc., etc. But obviously, Tottenham are neeks, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? All they do is think about us, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Them man, when the fixtures come out for the summer, they go through the fixtures and look for Arsenal, bro. Do you know what I mean? Their whole success is built on can we stop Arsenal? Them man still celebrate Son missing that goal against which I know that he did on purpose against Man City. Like their whole identity is us. If we disappeared, their identity would disappear as well, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? We might as well be their grandparents, but if we go, they go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the Thanos snap. Them man are nerds, bro. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? We're trying to do things for ourselves. But yeah, 2-0. And listen, it's been a bit scrappy. It has been a bit scrappy, but it is what it is. That ball at the end from Gabriel was nice, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying about we can, if people come and play it out against us, especially with the quality that Leeds have got. There was a ball over the top. Some of you might not have seen it if you weren't watching, but Gabriel Just it was after we went 2-0 when Leeds started to kind of step up a little bit and attack a little bit more. And Gabriel just pinged the ball straight over the top to Madueke, and wasn't able to come to much. But that's what we can do. Do you know what I mean? We've got good passing. We've got two great centre backs. Centre backs that can pass the ball as well as defend. Do you know what I mean? So if people want to come and try to aggressively put it on us, we're gonna we know what we're going to be able to do. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to pick them off. We're going to be able to, we've got the quality when there's space. Do you know what I mean? What most people do, the reason we score so many corners and set pieces and crosses and ugly goals is because people do not allow us to have space. Their whole game plan is let's limit the space that these guys have. And listen, I'll be real. Gyökeres has not been great this season. Do you know what I'm saying? 5 games in, man was trying to do propaganda for him. But do you know what I'm saying? 4 or however many Premier League goals it is, 6 goals, whatever it is, after 22 games, 23 games. It's not levels. It's not levels. Do you know what I'm saying? But as a 9, he's come into one of the hardest number 9 jobs in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't have our midfield is not a creative machine to support anyone who's playing the number 9 position. That's true, but also we're playing against teams that are solely focused more often than not around stopping our attack. Do you know what I'm saying? That seems to be the main focus, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? York Lesnar is dead. Yeah, bro, he's dead in it. Like I tried, like I mean, if I ever meet Gyökeres and he's like, you chat shit about me, I'll be like, bro, watch the first 2 months of you being at the club. I did what I could. Do you know what I'm saying? I did what I could, bro. But a man's only got so much patience. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man ain't got endless patience. And to be fair, I do think that I do feel like he's getting better. I do feel like he's growing into the team. I do feel like he'll be better next season, but I cannot see him being better enough to the level that we expected. I just don't think he'll hit those types of levels. I think that the gap between where he is currently and where he would need to get to is too big. It's borderline insurmountable. Honestly, I just think it's too big. But I think he'll get better. He'll improve. And it's one of them ones where it's you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. When he's not being physical, we're getting onto him for not being physical. But when he is being physical, to be fair, I've seen Goodmanson and Strike and these men, they're just going over. Because he's a big unit. He doesn't look that strong. But because he's big, anytime he gets physical with them, they just fall over. And the ref gives them a foul. And that's what it is. So for me, he needs to improve. I think Havertz has been okay. He's been a nuisance in and around the box. He's tried to get the ball forward. He's playing really well, running I was going to say York Lesnar, running off of Gyökeres. He's running off of him. I want to see more attacking output from Havertz in the second half. Do you know what I mean? I do want to see more attacking output from Havertz in the second half. And it's the kind of game now where I would just let Rice do his thing. Do you know what I'm saying? There's going to be space. If they're going to come out and try to attack us, there's going to be space. And I think Rice should just be playing that sort of quarterback role. I know they've got Zubimendi doing it at the moment, which again, I'm still not really a fan of. I think Trossard could be better. Trossard's looked decent. This might be a game for Eze to come on. With space. The one thing I have about Eze is that transition, and the speed of that transition and how quickly he gets from receiving the ball looking the wrong way to turning and getting us driving forwards. I just want to see that be a little bit quicker because for me, Eze just does that a little bit too slowly. But right now, as it stands, obviously it's Leeds. They're not a great side, but like I say, they've held big teams to draws in recent games. Do you know what I mean? Drew with Sunderland, drew with Man United, drew with Liverpool. So 2-0 against Leeds is looking like actually a half decent scoreline. Right, man switched up like that. Nah, back your boy. Bro, unfortunately, yeah, I've got eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I watch this team play, I wish I didn't have eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like big man thing. I wish that guy from the mummy grabbed me and took my eyes blood like he took Benny's eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, like an axe and a moon in them, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wish I didn't have eyes, but I do. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't keep just back. I backed him because we signed him. And I back him because he's our player. So I'll back him in terms of I want him to do as well as he possibly can do. But it's looking like there are a lot of number 9s that could come in and do a better job than this, bro. There are. Do you know what I'm saying? We should have got Nicholas Jackson from you, man. I actually wanted the player that I think would do really well for us is Julian Alvarez, but I actually said in the summer I wouldn't have minded gambling on Darwin Núñez because I know there's talent there. I know there's talent. We've gone for what we thought was a guaranteed signing, and it's not guaranteed us anything. Do you know what I'm saying? But the key thing is that we're winning the game, and we just have to keep winning games. And I'm hoping we get some news on the Saka injury because it may mean that we get Madueke is playing fine, they're playing really well, and he looks fit and stuff like that. But obviously, Trossard took a knock. We have to start thinking at some point about switching the team out so that we can get fresh legs in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Norgard has only really played cup games and a couple moments at centre back when we had injuries. But Norgard, I think, has been one of the most underrated players. I'm not going to say this season, but for Arsenal, he's been solidly good for Arsenal. Maybe we get Norgard on and give Declan Rice a rest. Do you know what I mean? Certainly, if we go 3-0 up, if we get to 3, that's where I want to see players like Timber, Declan Rice, maybe Madueke. Like, I want to start seeing these players get a rest. Do you know what I'm saying? Man said Darwin Núñez fucks it. Bro, you see Darwin Núñez, yeah? He's one of my favourite players, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He was shit, yeah. Finishing wise, he was shit, yeah. But he is chaos. There's 2 things I wanted from my number 9. There were 2. Obviously, I want goals, yeah. But like I said, I believe I can't control. I run my own business, innit? I can only control what I can control. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't control how many clients I pick up in my company, but I can control how many times I call my client. I can control how many times I reach out to my client. You can only control what you control in life. So I can't control if Gyökeres puts the ball in the net or not, but I can control where I put him on the pitch. What I wanted from my number 9 coming in, because I didn't feel like we just needed a number 9 and that would just solve all of our problems. I thought it would help, but I didn't think it would solve all of our problems. But I wanted a number 9 that was physical. I wanted a number 9 that was fast. And I wanted a number 9 that was a bastard, bro. I wanted someone that was chaos. Like I said, I wanted this team to sign like Diego Costa. That's what I wanted. That's the profile that I thought this team would do well with. Diego Costa or Wayne Rooney, that type of bastard of a number 9. And I thought Darwin Núñez, yeah, would be bro for those attributes. I thought Darwin Núñez would have been perfect. Would have been can't the finish is 50-50. The finish is either top bins or it's Rosed. I hear that and I understand that. My Liverpool fan friends were like, "Don't sign him, he's trash." I hear all that. But he is just a monster, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I needed a monster because right now we've got someone whose finishing's the same. It could be top bins, it could be nothing, but he's not even a monster. He's not even. Do you know what I'm saying? Like one thing of Darwin, when you lined up against him in the tunnel, you didn't think you were gonna bully him. You didn't think you were gonna rattle him. You didn't think that you were gonna. Do you know what I'm saying? Bash him about. That was never gonna happen. Darwin's not having it, bro. And I felt like this team is quite nice, and this team needs some real bastards in it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not bullying Diego Costa. Diego Costa's not the best goal scorer. Good goal scorer, not the best goal scorer. But I would take a 15 goal a season Diego Costa. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not now, obviously, but like at the time in this team. Because what he's going to give to the team in terms of not allowing them to be bullied or anything like that, I thought was crucial. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought we needed that even in the dressing room to just be a bastard at times, bro. Do you know what I mean? But that's why. Do you know what I mean? Is that making sense? It might not make sense to you, but I know what I wanted for my team. I know what I wanted for my team. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, at home, Leeds unbeaten at home all through January. To be fair, do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know about December as well. December they beat Crystal Palace 4-1. They drew with Liverpool 3-3. They beat Chelsea 3-1. They lost to Aston Villa. No, that wasn't in December. Yeah, they're unbeaten at home since December. All through December and January, they haven't lost at home. So although man will say it's just Leeds, Costa was a tech man. No, he was techie. He was techie. He was techie, 100%. And Darwin has tech, to be fair. Darwin does have tech. He does, bro. I'm not having this, bro. He does. But he was just chaos, bro. But yeah, man, I'm gonna say that that this win is nothing, yeah. But if you're an Arsenal fan out there, because you know we've always got to defend ourselves, Arsenal fans. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Man just want to attack us because they're upset and they're insecure about where they're at in life, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're the culture club. But at the end of the day, man, know what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And Arsenal, Leeds are unbeaten at home in 2 months. Do you know what I mean? So that is from that perspective, it's an impressive result. It is an impressive result. Big result. Shane said he's going to set up the live for later. Let's see if he actually does it. But yeah, bro, put a like on the video, by the way. Put a like on the video. Another unsuccessful hate watch for the ops. That's something stuck in my throat. Pause. I also said, before we played Kairat, I said, I want 7 goals in the next 2 games. We've got 3 against Kairat. And I said, right, I want 4 against Leeds then. Do you know what I'm saying? When we're playing this level of opposition, to build the confidence for when we play the Chelseas and the Man Uniteds and the Cities and all that kind of stuff, I believe one of the things that made Nick, you should have listened to man about Yok, you know, Madabuki and Erdegaard are next. Nah, bro. Here's my thing, yeah. One of the reasons it was so difficult to stop prime Liverpool and prime Man City is because they played a better style of football than we do, 100%. But when they were playing small teams, yeah, they were smoking these teams. So they're coming into a game against the Chelsea or against an Arsenal that wasn't on their level, but we were still good sides at that time. They weren't easy games, right? But they're coming from Chelsea and Arsenal might have just beat a Leeds or a Bournemouth 2-1, maybe a 2-0. But Liverpool and City were smoking these, man. They were absolutely smoking these, man. It looks like Okafor's going to come on and maybe DCL's going to come off. So maybe they're going to go a little bit more attacking and try and play balls into the channel because Okafor is more of a runner than a target man. It's difficult to play DCL as a target man when you're up against Gabriel and Saliba. But they were just smoking, man, and putting man to the sword, bro. So by the time they come to play us, even though we're not as shit as them other teams, they just come in with peak confidence, bro. So when we're going into a Chelsea semi-final, we're coming off the back of, to be fair, Kairat was 3-2, but we're coming off the back of scoring 3 against Kairat, scoring 4 or 5 against Leeds. We're coming off the back of these types of performances. We should feel very confident. Our strikers should feel like we can score goal. Our whole team, because to be fair, we're scoring corners and crosses, but our whole team should feel like we can go and score 4 or 5 goals. Do you know what I'm saying? And not feel like it's a mad thing. I said I want 7 goals between those 2 games. We're currently at 5 goals between those 2 games. Do you know what I'm saying? 2 more. So I do not want Arsenal to take their foot off the gas. That is where, if they take their foot off the gas, then that is adding, in my opinion, to the people that think that Mikel Arteta needs to go or something needs to change at Arsenal, because you need someone who is going to have that intensity, that it's not 1 or 2 and then sit off. It's consistently go for more, especially if you're going up against the Leeds. You're already 2-0 up at half time. Do you know what I mean? All right, looks like DCL is going to stay on, but they're still going to make a couple changes. Let's see who these changes are for. They got a couple man coming on. Okay, James Justin's coming off for Sean Longstaff. That's interesting. So they're going to go to a 4, or is Sean Longstaff going to play? Because that's James Justin's kind of playing left wing back, and I don't think Longstaff's a midfielder. Okay, and it doesn't look like Noah Okafor is actually coming on. Not just yet. Goals breed confidence. You man need that after the loss. 100%. 100%. That's exactly what I'm saying. And we need that going into the next we just kicked off in the second half. Going into the next fight and get next fight, next game. Straight away leads into an attack. They're going to go for it. We're going to have to ride out a little bit of early pressure because first 5-10 minutes they're going to try and catch us cold and go for it. But I think, like I say, it's all about body language, all about confidence. I think, oh, Gruev has come off. Okay, cool. And Okafor has come on. I think that this is what I'm saying. We ride out this storm, and I think 5-10 minutes in. Shane, are you watching? I think Shane's watching. Shane, what time are we going live tonight? If Shane's in the chat. I don't know. I want to cover as much of the card as I can. I've got to see what time I get home from the fight later. So I actually don't know. Shane's going to schedule the live in the next hour or so. So I don't know if we schedule that for midnight or I need to look at what time the ring walks are going to be. I want to go from the Jarrell Miller fight, Shane, if you're listening, ideally, because I think Shane's watching. But then the American cards AT have been a bit weird. Like we keep thinking they're going to start at like 8-9 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and then randomly a couple times we've gone to go live, and they've just started at like 4 in the afternoon because especially because of the especially because of the Saudi involvement. Um, because of the Saudi involvement, they keep trying to put cards on at times that are also convenient for Saudi Arabia because like they've got that Saudi brother that fighting on the card that they keep having as like the curtain raiser for all the ring cards. So they're trying to make it so that it's in New York but still watchable for Saudi, which means that sometimes they're starting at like 4 in the afternoon or something. And now Carlos Adames is off the card. Well, I guess that fight's still happening. It's just he's just been replaced. Okay, I thought that fight. My concern was that if that fight's taken off the card, then that's another half an hour or an hour that we're going to lose. But actually, that fight's still going to happen. Although Emma Williams is probably going to piece that brother up and win pretty comfortably. So that might be a little bit of a shorter fight. But I would like to go live for the whole card if possible. Are you doing the Kelly fight? I'm not. I'm not doing the Kelly fight because I'm actually going to the Copper Box tonight with Rance, and me, Rance, Shane, a couple other men are going to go be at the Copper Box live to watch what would have been the Adam Azim fight, but is now just the boxer card. A couple man from Rance's gym are fighting on that card, so men that we know are fighting, so we're going to go support them, man. I would have liked to see the Kelly fight. I will be having it on my phone or keeping an eye on it. I know Shane particularly was really excited for that. Leeds coming forward here, trying to get the ball across the box. Does it go for a corner? It does go for another corner. Leeds putting on some early pressure. Couple of corners here for Leeds. And again, this is what I'm saying about belief. Do you know what I mean? They're going to believe now. If it gets 10-15 minutes down and they haven't scored, the belief will start to dissipate. But if they go and score from here, their belief will skyrocket. Do you know what I'm saying? Body language is body language and confidence is a big thing in football. A big thing in football. It's good save from David Raya. Who are you, man, playing, man? You need to start doing some Chelsea hate alongs. Are you not playing West Ham today? If you not lose to West Ham, if you not even draw to West Ham, oh my days. Arsenal now look like they're in something that looks a little bit more like a 4-4-2. It's a good tackle from Declan Rice. Really good tackle. I think we're probably in that 4-4-2 shape just to Shane's asked me bare questions. Jokeres, can you get the shot on? It's a good tackle. He just needs to get that shot off. You know what Jokeres is really, really bad at? He's really bad at creating that separation between. There's the new term in football, like XG, is separation. All separation is if you and I are battling for the ball and you're going to get a shot away, can you create half a yard before you get that shot away? And even when he never creates separation, he never ever creates separation. Ever. A better striker, even if there's someone that's not faster, could just open his body up and just take that ball away from the defender and slot it bottom corner or get the shot on target. He's never able to do that. It's very, very rare. Or again, you can see he doesn't like the physicality, because if that's Diego Costa, or if that's somebody else, you know what you do with that run? You run across your centre back. If he starts cutting across Joe Rodon, he either gets a simple shot on target or Joe Rodon has to bring him down, and then it's a red card. Cut across him. Another corner for Arsenal, nearly in as well. Cut across that guy. If you're a bagsman, if you're rapid, you can. If that's Haaland could dubs him. He's gone. He can score. But if you're somebody that's not so quick, you're better off. If that's Dominic Calvert-Lewin or whatever, Ollie Watkins, you're better off cutting across him, and then then you either got an easy shot on the left foot, or he's got to bring you down. And if he brings you down, it's a red card, and it's either a penalty or it's a direct free kick. Do you know what I mean? We've got to have that type of IQ, that type of game sense. Do you know what I mean? And we don't seem to have it. It's very, very annoying watching him play. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not dead, but well, he is dead. But I get it. He's trying to go for goals. Do you know what I mean? He needs goals for his confidence. I do understand it. I don't want to sound like I don't, but there's many ways to skin a cat, blood, as they say. Do you know what I mean? And it's marginal gains. Do you know what I mean? Cool. You're not getting the goals that you want, but it's marginal gains sometimes. Havertz up against two. What can he do? He's brought down. No foul given. Just pass the ball there. That's a great little touch from Timber. There's a couple of fouls here from Leeds that are not given, and then they've given one for against Arsenal. Oh, that's fucking ridiculous. There's 100 fouls in that build up. That's not given. That is ridiculous. Okafor trying to come forwards. Good play from Havertz. That's what Havertz is good at. Pins the defender and just gets a little knock on. Do you know what I mean? That's Havertz is kind of showing me the kind of things. I guess Havertz is a lot bigger than Jokeres, but and no Erdegaard on the pitch means there's no press. Havertz and Jokeres are both sitting off and just nobody's pressing, which is allowing Leeds to come forward a bit more. That's one thing. I know you can't have Erdegaard on the pitch just for his pressing ability, but there's got to be some type of press. Jokeres doesn't have the legs to do it. They're playing with the ball at the back along the back four, so it's not the end of the world, but still, I don't want them. Luckily, Leeds don't really have the quality to pick out a great pass, but I don't. We're just allowing them to do what they want, and we're allowing them to do it a little bit easier for me. And there's Ethan Ampadu who's going to start coming forwards. And this is it. No press. Cross goes in from Goodmanson. And luckily, oh, not luckily, because James Justin's got it at the back post, and David Raya gathers it. But that's because we're not doing enough from a defensive perspective. We're just allowing these crosses to come in and allowing them to play football. We've got to go and press that ball better, in my opinion. Gyökeres smashed in another challenge and doesn't get a foul. And we've given the ball back to them again. It's poor. This is poor because I can see a goal coming for Leeds. Luckily, Timber is very, very good. Good tackle from Havertz. And Havertz taken down again. No foul there either. Fucking, how many fouls? How many fouls? To be fair, Arsenal can't get the ball under control. I was just saying there's no press. With no Erdegaard on the pitch, there's no press. Look when Leeds, the centre-backs have the ball. Gyökeres and Havertz just stand there. They just kind of jockey, but they don't go for the ball. Do you mean? Our main pressers in the team would be Saka, Martinelli, and Erdegaard. A lot of the time, that's why they're playing. There's no one here that's going to go and press the ball. Look at Arsenal now. They've been pushed all the way back. Arsenal being pushed all the way back because Leeds are creeping forward. Arsenal getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Then look, Madueke gets the ball and he just tries to. I don't even know what he tried to do there. That one's a foul, but there's been 100 fouls, not 100. There's been a bunch of fouls from Leeds, not big fouls, but there's been a bunch of fouls that haven't been given. And this is where you might need an Erdegaard or a Martinelli or someone to come on because you need the press. You need the pressing legs to push them back. Without that press, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Rice can go and press, but he's sitting in the. He's got to protect the midfield, and we can't ask Rice to keep doing two people's jobs for them. Look at this. In the second half, Leeds have had 63% of the possession so far in the second half. That's not on. It's not on. That's a good knockdown from Gyökeres, to be fair. Madueke, find a pass. Let's use Timber nice and early. That's a good ball from Madueke. Zubimendi. That was good football there. That was good football. The last pass wasn't quite there, but you man need a third. We do, but we may need Martinelli on. Again, I called for it in last week against Man United, but it didn't happen. But this is, I don't know if Martinelli's carrying a knock or some sort of injury or what, but we need someone that can do the press. Do you know what I mean? We may need Erdegaard instead of a Zubimendi or something. You know what I mean? We may need that. And the Leeds player's gone down very, very softly, and the ref's given it. The refereeing starting to get a little bit silly. Let's see this again. Yeah, I guess his arm comes up a little bit high. It's very soft. Timber's on a yellow card, and he's still talking to the ref. Who's the captain to come and bring him away? Where's the captain here? Well, Gabriel's eventually come over. Didn't even know Gabriel was captain in the side until just now. Fucking hell, he's on a yellow card chatting shit. Get him away from him. Get him away from the ref. I honestly think that we're going to need Martinelli on. Trossard's waving at someone. I don't know who he's waving at. Cross comes in. Arsenal get it away, kind of. Ball's bobbling around the box. Trossard gets it away. And now Trossard and Gyökeres want to go and push. Yeah, here comes Martinelli and Erdegaard. See, this is what I'm saying. Man, this is what I know my team, you know, because I know football, yeah. Like I feel like a lot of men look at football from like a talent perspective. Do you know what I'm saying? This player is more talented, therefore that player should play. And I get it, like I do hear it, but as someone that's played football, yeah, I'm telling you, when I've played football before, I've played semi-pro for years. I played pro for 1 or 2 seasons, yeah. There's players that are more talented than me that I have dislodged from the side because, and whether you like it or not, there are players that do things like do a lot of ugly stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I will press and run and hound and just be a dog like a Carlos Tevez. And other people might be more talented than me, but it don't matter. Now, Havertz is coming off for Erdegaard. Personally, I would have liked to see Havertz go up and play number 9 and Gyökeres come off, but maybe we need the minutes. This could even be a game for Gabriel Jesus. We've made it to 60 minutes of game time, and I'm only just calling for Gabriel Jesus now. But the ball up with Gyökeres is not going to stick. The ball's not going to stick. And what we'll see now, okay, I'm thinking, what are we going to lose? With Erdegaard on the pitch, we are going to lose our ability to go long because Erdegaard is not big and strong. He's not going to hold the ball up. But what we're not going to lose is the press. Now, look, Leeds are all the way back, going back to their goalkeeper and having to be forced to go long because Erdegaard and Martinelli are up high pressing. Martinelli's on the right, by the way. Madueke's off and Martinelli's on the right-hand side. And we'll see, or we should see, Leeds' line getting pressed a little bit further back now. And now Leeds are having to be again second phase of play for Leeds. They've gone back to their goalkeeper again, and they've got third time they've gone back to the goalkeeper again just because of the press. Erdegaard and Martinelli haven't done anything. They haven't done anything great. They haven't touched the ball yet. Nothing's happened in terms from a football playing perspective, but the pressing legs are forcing Leeds to push back further and further back. Literally, in the first minute they've been on the pitch, they've gone back to their goalkeeper 3 times. And I think that some of these types of things, winning duels and the pressing, this is sometimes the kind of things that Arteta's looking at when us as fans, we want to see good football, right? We want to see good attacking football when we feel like this player's good or whatever. But this is the kind of stuff that the manager's looking at and thinking, but you're not going to do this. Do you know what I mean? What are we going to lose from putting these players on the pitch? The other player that will press will be Jesus. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think because they're still attacking from the left because Gyökeres is there and Gyökeres is not doing any of the pressing stuff, even when they attack from the left. Martinelli will press on the right. You've got Gyökeres and Trossard on the left hand side. Timber needs to be careful. We nearly brought down that player and he's on a yellow card. Trossard with a good little tackle. Leeds still coming forwards. Trossard with a good tackle again. Eventually kind of semi cleared by Rice. Cross comes in. Good head from Gabriel. We're not clearing the ball enough though. Now the ball goes clear. Trust Gyökeres. Can you be strong? No. Joe Rodon beats him to it. I think we might need Jesus. I'm not going to lie. Especially if we're going to go long. We're going to need the legs. Gyökeres doesn't have legs. Where Gyökeres is best is just trying to get tap-ins and scumbag tap-ins. Do you know what I'm saying? What he's not good at is this halfway line pin and pin and roll. It's not his game. He can maybe do it in Portugal. He looks like he's really struggling to do it here. Again, Hincapie tries to go long to Gyökeres, and he's just beaten off the ball by the lead centre back, and now they're attacking us. It's just so shit. He's actually so shit. He hasn't won a physical one-on-one. I think he's won one physical one-on-one this whole game in 65 minutes. Honestly. Ampadu's going to go for a long throw. This is where we need Jesus. I'm being so serious. This is where we will need Jesus to come and do that job. Need to go back to their goalkeeper again. Oh, Martinelli, what can you do here? Just get safety. Just get the ball safe. Played by Martinelli. He thought about running it. He thought about running it. In the end, he just kicked it out for a throw. Is it a throw or a corner? It's gone for a corner. I don't know why he did that, Martinelli. I don't know why. It's made a corner out of nothing. He could have easily just got rid of it. Corner comes in. Arsenal get it clear. Martinelli, we need the legs. And again, they go all the way back to reset. Timber coming forwards. Was Martinelli offside? Good strength from Martinelli, to be fair, and he's wrestled to the ground. That's really good play. That's really good play. Martin is cold. Which Martin? Martin Odegaard or Martinelli? But see the difference, Max. See the difference that just having the pressing legs has is that they can't do it, bro. They're restricted to going long and corners because of the press. Bro, he did well there. He did really well there. That sending it out for a corner was fucking stupid, but that hold up play to get the free kick was really good. Really good. Martinelli's technically better at holding up the ball than Gyökeres is, blood. And Gyökeres is way bigger than him, but he ain't got the technique to do it. Oh, it's a lovely little low-driven free kick that Odegaard tried. Didn't come off. And we'll take the throw. I don't mind that. Don't mind that little variety. I don't mind that though. I actually don't mind that, bro. It's obviously something that they worked on. Just a little bit of little bro. At the end of the day, Mac, do you know what we need? We need attacking variety. Do you know what I'm saying? We need attacking variety. We need to change things up a little bit. And that's what that was. Good tackle from Martin Odegaard. Again, look, I didn't rate that free kick. No, the free kick wasn't good, but it's obviously something a little bit different to what we always do because we always do the same thing. So I don't mind the attacking variety being a little bit different. That particular free kick wasn't good, but good feet from Martinelli. Crossed in. Oh, Gyökeres, of course he does it, blood. Of course, blood. Of course. Gyökeres, blood. Feed the goat, blood. Feed the goat, blood. What are we talking about, blood? Bro, it don't matter, bro. They all count. At Arsenal, when he scores, yeah. I was going to say at the Emirates, whenever he scores and does that celebration, they should play like a Bane quote, but it's pointless because he don't score, so it's just a waste of time. But the idea is good. It's a good idea, bro. Imagine if he just scored and the whole it's just bare lights, black and white, flashing lights, and it's just like it doesn't matter who we are. That'd be cold. But he just don't score enough goals, so I'm saying that idea died. But yeah, Martinelli, good feet, good pressing, gets a good crossing, nice and early. Martinelli is very basic as a football player, but at the end of the day, do you mean stick to the basics? Another open play goal. We'll take that, blood. 3-0. Allow it, Nick. That's shameless. Absolutely not, blood. Bro, no, bro. The way that man have been treating us this season, the way everyone's preying on our downfall, bro. I'm here for everything. I'm here for everything, bro. Trust me. I said I wanted 7 goals across 2 games. We're currently on 6. I want one more goal. I said it before the Kairat game. I said between Kairat and Leeds, we need to score 7 goals. Do you know what I'm saying? And I meant that. And that comes from having the legs, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Man can't assess football. It's not just this player can pass, this player can shoot. We can all see who can pass. We can all see who can shoot. But we're talking about systems. We're in the systems era of football. Whether you like it or not, we are. And having them man on that we're not pressing, I could see it straight away. As soon as the second half started, I saw Havertz and Gyökeres just jockeying like they're playing like a foosball table, blood, just side to side. They're just doing this to defend. I said, nah, bro, let's set up, bro. Nah, we need to switch that up because it's only a matter of time before Leeds score if it's going to stand there and let them have the ball. You can't just stand there and let them have the ball. Not against anybody, bro. You can't do that. Man got to go and defend and win the ball back. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why Leeds had a foothold in the game and everyone was saying, yo, I can see Leeds scoring here. It wasn't a bad shout because I could see Leeds scoring too. Do you know what I'm saying? Your team always bullying shit teams, another 3-0 against Leeds. Okay. Okay. I'm saying if that makes you feel better, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel better now about whatever you're going through, blood? Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's fine. Don't matter. When City used to slap shit teams on a regular, that was all great. Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's cope. I lie, blood. It just is what it is, bro. It was Gyökeres that scored as well, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? I guess Inter Milan is shit then. Do you know what I'm saying? Inter Milan shit. Aston Villa shit. Is everybody shit? Basically, everybody's shit then. All right, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Bayern must be shit. Everybody's shit, man. Fuck it. Anytime Atletico Madrid shit. Whenever we win a game, that team's shit. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They don't choose which team to shit on, though. Yeah, I don't know about that. Second place, Bayern is shit. Yeah, everyone's shit, bro. No, I still said he's dead. He is dead. That goal for me, I'm crediting Martinelli with that goal, blood. I'm not gonna lie. I mean that goal was Martinelli's hard work. Do you know what I mean? But I knew that we needed players on who could come and stop the advancement of Leeds. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I knew that we needed the pressing. I don't know if you man were watching the stream at that point, but once Martinelli and Ødegaard came on in the first minute, Leeds went back to their goalkeeper 3 times, and now Leeds are back with their goalkeeper again, trying to build up with their goalkeeper because they cannot, because of the pressing that Ødegaard and Martinelli do. Do you know what I'm saying? Esteval injured. Long. That's cap anyway. He's just being saved for Tuesday, blood. You think we don't know, blood? He ain't injured. Martinelli again. That's lovely football. Martinelli to Saliba, then Saliba down the line. Timber, that's a brilliant cross. And Darlow comes to gather. That was lovely football. I don't know if any of you lot saw that. That was lovely football. I'm a Liverpool fan of a number of Arsenal fan friends. I honestly think there is no justice if this team don't win the league, and even less justice if 150 charges win. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I hear you, but football's not about justice. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we have to go on the pitch and win games. Do you know what I'm saying? Man can't win league titles in the boardroom. But I do hear you, and I appreciate that. And I do think that Arsenal are judged very differently from anybody else. But it is what it is. We have to go and win. Do you know what I mean? We have to go and win. Justice or not, we have to go and win. We've seen Man City as big and as financial and as massive as they are. We've seen Man City lose FA Cups to Wigan. It's a game of football. Do you know what I'm saying? Anybody can win. And that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? But I appreciate that still. Thank you for the comment. Beating teams by 2+ goals is a sign of champs to its Arsenal. Man are coping. This is what I'm saying, bro. Gabriel Jesus coming on. Here comes the boy. The 4th goal is coming. And Calafiori coming on. I have to say, Calafiori, one of my favorite players, he looked fucking terrible against Kairat. He looked trash. He looked absolutely trash against Kairat. The ball was getting stuck under his feet. He looked a mess. He really did. And Cappy had a bad touch there, but Ødegaard has absolutely smashed that ball into him. Mac is making a prediction. Jesus 86. I'm not against that. I'm not against that, bro. I'm gonna say Jesus 89. I'm gonna say Jesus 89. And I'm hoping that Calafiori's coming on at centre back. I want him to keep it simple because I saw him against Kyrat. The ball was getting stuck under his feet. He just looked really. Oh no, he's coming on left back. That's Hincapié coming off. I would have taken off Gabriel. I would have taken off Gabriel here. And of course, here comes Gyökeres coming off. And to be fair, to bringing off Gyökeres now when he's got his goal, I like that. Do you know what I mean, he's done enough to get his goal. He gets wrong side of the defender or right side of the defender from our perspective, but wrong side from the defender's perspective. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. That's what he's got to do. And now with Jesus on, the press will be even more relentless. Do you know what I mean? Jesus will press everything. I wonder, should we see Eze in this game? Or do you think Eze's being saved for Chelsea, maybe? Yeah, pause on that. But yeah, still, I'm gonna press everything. That's mad, bro. Fuck, That's a good ball out to Declan Rice. Declan Rice galloping forwards. Declan Rice. Ah, oh, Jesus, bro. Oh my god. It's good from Rice. That is good. But I would honestly just switch up this midfield a little bit. I know Erdegaard's in there now instead of Havertz, but can one of them can Zubimendi drop into the six? Can Zubimendi just drop into the six and we can get Eze in? Because I just want these players to be fresh when it comes to us calling upon them at some point in the future. I want them to be fresh and ready to go. Even if Rice came off for Norgard right now, do you know what I'm saying? That's very much what I would want to see. Good little reverse pass from Jesus into Erdegaard, but they were swarmed by Leeds players. And again, Leeds have to go back to their goalkeeper. Calafiori. Erdegaard. What's he going to do? Can he find a pass? Erdegaard just doing typical Erdegaard things. Pass the fucking ball, man. The pass is there to be played. There was loads of space to play the ball into Jesus. He didn't play it. I don't know what. I don't know. I really wish I could see what Erdegaard was seeing in his own brain sometimes. Trossard the same. He's got two or three players around him, and instead of just crossing the ball, he's just running the ball into people. I don't understand. The ball could move faster than you can. Move the ball. Timber, good cross. Jesus. Oh, it was a very good save. Very, very good save from Darlow. Jesus. Normally we say, why were they not crossing that ball into him when it was Gyökeres? But they did cross the ball into him when it was Gyökeres, to be fair, and that's how we got his goal. So it's starting to cross. We didn't really normally cross the ball for those types of positions. And I've got to say, pause. Yeah, pause on Jesus warming it up. Hey, yo. But I got to say as well, like Timber's crossing is really improved. Timber was already a very good player, but I do feel like this season he's actually gone to another level. If we win the league, I would say Timber's one of the players that has really gone to another level and risen for us to do this. Corner goes into the back post. It's another corner again at the other side. You know what, man? Then Max obviously Max innocent in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Say no more, man. You're right, Mac. It's not a pause, man. It's cool. Max too innocent for them kind of bars there. You know what I'm saying? Corner comes in from Rice. Oh, it's well over from Calafiori. Well over. Brighton are now 1-0 up against Everton, by the way. Pascal Gross. Looks like Willie Nonto is going to come on. And it is Eze that's going to come on as well. I wonder who this is going to be for. I would like to see Zubamendi drop into a 6 and Eze come on for Rice. But I think it's probably going to be Zubamendi off and Eze on. Oh, it's Trossard. Okay. Ain't raining like that where I'm at. What the fuck? I mean, to be fair, they're in Leeds. They're on the other side of the country, so. And the north is just rainy, bro. If you might watch Game of Thrones, yeah, that's the Winterfell just reminds me of the north, bro. The north is just cold and just miserable, bro. Garnacho and Gittins, what the fuck is that? Like, Garnacho's been playing well. You man run this Garnacho banter, yeah. And I know Garnacho was shit for United. I do get that. I'm not saying he's good, yeah, but I thought they were in London. How can they be in London? We're playing away to Leeds, you nutcase. They're up north. Garnacho's actually not been terrible for Chelsea, though, especially in the last couple games. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea have only still got a potential chance of getting into the Carabao Cup final because of Garnacho. He got 2 goals. It's a good run from Declan Rice. Very, very good run. He's got a fucking engine on him, Declan Rice, man. He really does. Erdegaard coming deep, all the way deep to receive it. Raya, and then he goes long. Look at that from Jesus holding the ball up. I mean, look at that. I really want to understand why. I really want to understand why Gyökeres can't do that. Honestly, I need to get an understanding of why he cannot do that. Do you know what I mean? Also, Ahmad, apparently Esteval's injured, so that might be another reason that they're starting Gittins and Garnacho as well. Almost a good ball from Saliba over to Timber. I'm liking this ball playing role that Saliba and Gabriel are picking up. You know, some of the balls that they've played, some of the attacking side of their game is really, really good today. I want to see them getting more involved in the attack. That's been decent lately. I can't lie. Same with Gittins. If Rosina does the Garnacho thing in the 10, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, Garnacho in the 10 is a bit bonkers still. I was gonna say, unless you man looking to counter attack, but you're playing West Ham, you're gonna have the ball. Is Palmer still injured? Erdegaard, what is that, bro? Good block. Leeds putting on some pressure. Oh, Palmer's playing. Where's he playing out wide? Let me look at that now. Oh, so it won't be Garnacho in the 10 then. Garnacho will be out wide. If Cole Palmer's playing, surely. Gittins reminds me of this Genic kid that sits next to the teacher for school for some reason. Yeah, what's going on, boys? AT is Cole Palmer leaving, yeah? Cole Palmer to United. Ahmad, would you have that? Is he leaving for real? I remember man were trying to tell me that we should sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin, bro. It was dark times, blood. Who's this out like Calafiori? Trossard. Jesus. Oh, Jesus 86. Jesus 86. It was 85 and 20 minutes, but 20 seconds, but bro, Jesus 86, bro. Oh my days, Mac. Hey, Max Stradamus, blood. Max Stradamus, this is what he does. This is what Jesus does, bro. This is what he does, bro. It's 85, but because it's 85 and 40 seconds, it's in the 86th minute of the game, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like, even though it's 2026, it's the 21st century. Do you know what I mean? So it's the 86th minute of the game. So it'll be 86 on the sheet because it's 86th minute of the game. And again, look at his ability to hold the ball up. Look at that. And that's not like strength. I don't believe that Jesus is stronger than Gyökeres, but that is a skill. That is who was here at the beginning of the Kairat game? Who was here at the beginning of the Kairat game when I said 7 goals in the next 2 games? I said it. We scored 3 against Kairat and now 4 against Leeds. Do you know what I mean? And I did say it's got to be this, bro. It's got to be 7. It's got to be, bro. Because, do you know what I mean? Jesus 86, bro. Mac had it exactly right. You should have put money on that. Oh, that's lovely football from Arsenal. That's lovely football from Arsenal. Martinelli coming forwards. It's a good save from Darlow, to be fair. Yeah, Martinelli should have scored that. But the football was so good. That's the football that we want to see. That's the football we can see. Erdogan lets it go through his legs. Zubimendi rolls it on. Little flick from Jesus. Rice is in there. We can do that. We are technically capable of doing that. But when do you ever see Arsenal with that type of space? We like to dominate the ball, and that means that we don't have the kind of space to go and play that kind of football. But if people are going to be open against us, that's the quality of football that I want to see us playing. We just don't have that space, bro. I went back and was watching highlights of like the old Henri days and whatever, bro. The space, I'm not taking anything away from Henri, obviously, bro. He's the GOAT, bro. But you know what I'm saying that man don't have that kind of space now, bro. They don't. Right in the corner, back post, headed back across the box. Arsenal looking to make it 6. And man said Arsenal get 1 goal and then sit back, bro. We're looking for not 6. We're looking for goal number 5 in this game. This is how we have to play. When we're 1 or 2, honestly, our defense is good, but it's not good enough to just sit and let people attack us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, no one's defense is that good. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to, we're much better when we're on the front foot. When we play this conservative football, we're not. We're much better on the front foot. And look at I think if you look at the football that we're playing, obviously Leeds aren't offering a great deal going forwards, but Rice can just sit and do the 6, and then Zubimendi's in the pivot. But other than that, look at the amount of attacking players we have on the pitch in numbers. Jesus, Erdegaard, Eze, Martinelli, they're all pretty forward thinking. Erdegaard can be a little bit sideways sometimes, but we've got lots of forward thinking players on the pitch. Supermendi tries one of them little stabby tackles that he does. You can tell where Erdegaard's confidence level is at by how much he demands the ball. When he's not confident, he can shy away from big games. But when he's When he's feeling at his most confident, he just constantly wants the ball. Arsenal playing a lot of risky passes. Obviously, it's 4-0, so it is what it is. But look how Arsenal are passing the ball into players that have players around them in close proximity. And obviously they're feeling really confident, but for most of the game, they don't do that, bro. They do not do that. Do you know what I'm saying? They look for really safe passes. They only pass to people that have a solid 5 yards of space. And right now, and I know they're feeling confident because they're 4-0 up, but this is how we have to play sometimes. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like, there's players that have got the ball in tight spaces. They're receiving the ball in tight spaces. This is how we have to play. When you watch the prime teams, the prime league winners, that this is how they play, even when it's a tough game, even when it's a big game, big opposition. You've got to play that type of football. You've got to want the ball and be ready to use it. Look at this. One thing I said about Carrick with United is the ball's constantly moving. And you look at Arsenal here, the ball's constantly moving. When you look at Arsenal when we play against, some of the bigger clubs or even some of the smaller clubs that are sitting in a low block, the ball just stops. The key thing is we just have to keep that ball moving, honestly. Keep the defense guessing. All that chat about melatonin ball is just cope. I'm convinced at this point, bro. These man love it, bro. That's what it is. Like these man, we already know, man hate Arsenal, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of these men that are young, yeah, have mostly seen Arsenal in the banter era. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to remember, a lot of man that are under. If you're under 30, you ain't seen Arsenal be good. You've never seen Arsenal be good, and I mean good in your life, ever. You've only grown up with knowing Arsenal as the banter team. Do you know what I mean? So the idea that Arsenal could be good, and obviously we're a good side, but we're not good until we're winning big trophies. The idea that Arsenal could be back to winning big trophies, bro, that scares man, bro. Man, that's not what man want, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? There's man that watch this that's 17, 18, 19. In their lifetime, they've only ever seen Arsenal win FA Cups. They've never seen Arsenal win a major. Odegaard corner. I feel like they're going to do something different here. Maybe just send it to the back post. And it goes out. Calafiori getting involved with Ampadu, and he doesn't need to do that. Gabriel getting involved and sorting him out. We're 4-0 up. Whatever he said or done, it don't matter. You're 4-0 up. Do you know what I'm saying? Man said next week we go again. You lot got Fulham tomorrow, no? Or is that today? Tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Fulham. You ain't winning shit. We'll see, blood. We will see. One thing we know is that you lot ain't winning shit. We know that for sure. We know that for damn sure. I went to school when we had Coquelin in the six and held corn for years. That's what I'm saying, bro. Coquelin wasn't even a six, Coquelin was a left midfielder. He was a left mid, blood. He just came in to do six because we had injuries, and he actually did a decent job, and he ended up playing six. He just played six his whole career. That is full time. Arsenal 4, Leeds 0. Man, them. Little quick. I weren't gonna do a match reaction because Rance is on his way, but since it's 4-0, it only seems right. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, do a little match reaction. Do you know what I'm saying? This game for me, at the end of the day, look, let's be real, let's be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? We're playing Leeds. Leeds are not the best team. They're not the best team. This game and this performance doesn't mean we're winning the league or anything like that. But I will point out, and I pointed out on the stream, everyone's there to see it. Leeds have had some very, very good results this season. Leeds drew against Manchester United. They drew against Liverpool. They beat Crystal Palace. They drew against Leeds, and these are all teams that have Liverpool's underperforming this season, but these are not shit teams. They lost to Newcastle, but it was 4-3. They put 3 past them. They lost to Manchester City, but it was 3-2. They put 2 past them. They beat West Ham's not great. They beat Chelsea 3-1. So this is like a reasonable side. Do you know what I'm saying? This is actually not a terrible side, and we've really gone and put them to the sword. It's what I wanted. I wanted a reaction. For those of you that were here before the Kairat game, I said I want to see 7 goals across the next two games, and that's what we got: 3 against Kairat and 4 against Leeds. And all in all, I thought a comprehensive performance. What I thought was good is that something about this game, we're still obviously emotionally scarred from the Man United game. Do you know what I'm saying? That game is still very much in our thoughts as we sort of go forward and try and create a gap between us and Man City. You know, we only need to be one step ahead of Man City at the end of the day. And for me, you know, the thing that reminded me of, of the Man United game a little bit, and it's a little bit different because we were 2-0 up at halftime, but they came out similar to Man United. They came out of the blocks really, really fast. You know, first 5-10 minutes of this game, they were playing some really good attacking football against us, and really going for it. And what we didn't have with Gyökeres and Havertz is the press. They weren't pressing. And I know it's modern football. People don't like that side of the game. It's the boring side of the game. They're not interested in it. But it's really important. Once we brought on Erdegaard and Martinelli and the pressing legs were there, Leeds quickly had to start going back to their goalkeeper, start going long, and then we were able to get a foothold in the game again. And I thought Arteta responded fairly quickly in seeing the way the game was flowing and responded really fast. I felt against Man United he responded too slow, and I felt that the response wasn't right. Saka wasn't having the best game. He moved Saka to the left, put Noni Madueke on the right, and I really think we should have had Martinelli for his pace on the counter on the left hand side. But that's gone. That's done. 4-0. Corner, kind of own goal created by Madueke, a Zubamendi header created by Madueke, a Gyökeres goal created by Martinelli, and a Jesus goal. And I can't even remember who assisted the Jesus goal. Someone can tell me in the chat. But I just thought Martin Odegaard actually. So another an assist for Martin Odegaard, which is good. So 2 assists from the subs that came on as well. So very, very effective subs. And this is what it's about for me. You know, somebody said in the chat that they've never seen a team win the league without an outstanding player. Now, I think we do have outstanding players, but they're right in the sense that we don't have an outstanding performer this season. We don't have someone putting up Haaland numbers. We don't have Saka with his regular sort of creative output. Erdegaard is kind of underperforming at times as well. It's a very balanced team that aren't really the top performers will probably be our centre backs, which is not ideal. And maybe if we win the league this year, maybe it'd be like Rice and Gabriel, who are like remembered as the people that won you this league, right? Rather than your attacking players, which is not really what you want, but that's where we are. But I think that the team is balanced. Do you know what I mean? I think that what we saw today is Arteta using the squad. We have to use the entire squad. We will need Calafiori, Mosquera, and Capier will need to be used. Eze, Madueke will need to be used. Eze needs to be used more. A big player that I'm now advocating for to get used more is someone like Christian Norgard. You know, today Declan Rice played the full 90. Did he need to play the full 90? Was that entirely necessary? Gyökeres got himself a goal. Jesus comes off the bench. He gets himself a goal. I don't think either of them are 90-minute strikers. We will need both to win these types of games. I think similar with Saka and Madueke, we'll need both a lot of the time throughout games. You know, you got your players like Declan Rice can do a full 90. Timber could do a full 90. And what I mean is like their level of output is very consistent. What I'm saying is that I think that to beat a lot of the bigger teams throughout a 90-minute game, there'll be moments where we need Gyökeres and other moments where we need Jesus. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're going to need the whole squad. Really, really important that we use the whole squad. Eberici Eze looked okay. It's difficult to really gauge his performance because he came on with 10 minutes to go and it was the game was pretty much wrapped up. It's 3-0 and then we scored shortly after. But he's come on as a left winger, but he's dropping into the midfield. He's creating. He clearly wants to be in the middle of the park, pulling the strings. He doesn't do that effectively enough, in my opinion. He doesn't do it effectively enough. But he's not really a winger either. Do you know what I mean? He kind of sits in the half space. So I still think one of the reasons that he's not getting as many minutes because I think Arteta is still trying to figure out how exactly to use him, to be honest with you. But other than that, all in all, I thought today was very, very good. You know, it's all about momentum. We go into a Chelsea game on Tuesday, semi-final, we're 1-0 up already, 3-2. And we should be really, really positive in that game. We can get at Chelsea. Apparently, allegedly, there's an Esteval injury as well, which could be really positive for us. come Tuesday. Hopefully he comes back. I don't want to celebrate players being injured, but if you don't play against us, that's great. And we're in 4 competitions. I mean, we're in 4 competitions. We created 7 point gap, and I'd love to see Man City drop points, obviously, against Tottenham. But we're dealing every week. There's some type of pressure. Are you? And it depends on what team you are and what do you prefer. Do you prefer being the team that knows what they have to beat and what they have to get ahead of, or do you prefer being the team in the driving seat? I think that we should be the team in the we are the team in the driving seat, and so we should embrace that situation. We should be going out to games where we know that we're playing before Man City, particularly, and go out and really make a statement. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't know. Man City have that experience, of course. What we do isn't going to rattle them, but we don't know how us winning 4-0 and playing in this type of fashion could potentially affect their mentality. Most likely it doesn't affect their mentality at all, but if it can affect them by 5%, 10%, it's all marginal gains. Do you know what I mean? It's all marginal gains at the end of the day. I'm going to wait to see what's happening to Saka's injury because he pulled out in the warm-up, so hopefully it's nothing too serious. I'm sure he will be back by Tuesday. I reckon it's probably more of a precaution. But this game goes to show that we don't need Saka to be playing 90 minutes every game to go out and win. We've gone out and won 4-0, and he wasn't necessarily necessary in this particular game. And this is how we I don't know what it is with Arteta that he really relies on him so much. And a couple of seasons ago that made a lot of sense, but for Saka's level of output, you don't need to rely on him as much. You don't need to run him into the ground. He's no longer really that star man, partly because his level was dropped, but also because the team's level was upped. There's quality all throughout the team, so we don't need to rely on him quite so much. And if you do feel like you have to rely on him, then you shouldn't be letting players like Wanyeri go out on loan. But today's really, really positive. We're going to keep an eye on the other games. We're going to be back later for the Shakur Stevenson Tio undercard. I'm going to go and meet Rance now. We're going to go and watch the Boxer card live at the Copper Box. And then we'll be back later. Jamina will talk about the other fixtures, the Chelsea game, the West Ham game. I'll keep an eye on that. We're going to be talking about Josh Kelly versus Barkram. We're going to keep an eye on that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Arsenal in the driving seat, 7 points clear. Roll on Tuesday. Bring me some trophies, man.